Hello, welcome to today's edition of the Telescope Makers Workshop. My name is Francis O'Reilly, and I'll be hosting this session. Today, we're at Stellafane, and we'll be conducting a Mirror Makers Workshop at Stellafane East in the bunkhouse. I'll be an instructor, as will our leader, Jay Drew, and my co-instructor, Ray Moritz. The people you'll see are actual telescope makers, most making their first telescope mirrors. Generally, the mirrors we're making with these beginners are 8-inch f6 mirrors. However, there will be some mirror makers who will be making 6-inch mirrors, and there will be one mirror maker who's making a 12.5-inch mirror. He's a far more experienced mirror maker. So join us for this session. Here we are at the beginning of the Stellafane Mirror Makers Workshop. This is Jay Drew.
Hi.
Ray Moritz is over here sitting. He'll be in the picture later on. I'm Francis O'Reilly. Today is June 13th, 2015. Our bunkhouse mirror shop consists of a number of Parker barrels. We've got mirror kits. Jay's bringing out some mirror tools.
Yep.
And we're waiting for the students to come. They should be here about 10 o'clock. Right now it's about 9:45. So as people start to come in and we start to get them moving, we'll show you a little bit about how a mirror workshop works. One of the things that we have in copious quantities are the New York Post. We use them to cover our Parker barrels to reduce the grit transmission from the projects to the Parker barrel, and then from the Parker barrel up to the more finely ground and polished mirrors. And that statement is to you, Kevin Spacek, who is a reporter at the New York Post. Thanks, pal. Fran, that's a 12.5 inch, right?
Yeah.
Fran is polishing his 12.5 inch and figuring with a sub-diameter tool, about a 6-inch. Try to bring the figure into line. Fran, what was going on with your figure that you're using a
What's that?
What was going on with your figure that you're using a 6-inch tool?
Well, it's a large mirror with a very deep curve.
It's a f4,
It's F4,
right?
a little bit under F4, and it's virtually impossible to figure that kind of a mirror with a full-size tool.
Okay.
So you really need to go, because when if you're working on one section, you just try to figure on the other section with a big tool.
Okay.
So you really have to work with a sub-diameter tool.
You're using a fairly soft pitch also, as I recall. What about a...
It's a 64, which this time of year is relatively soft. It was in the car, it's warm. Pretty warm.
Okay, so there's good compliance on it. You're just trying to get some correction into it.
I'm putting correction into the center right now.
Okay.
We need to deepen the center and then flatten out the edges. So right now I'm working on the center. When I work on the edges, I'll be out at the edge. And as we all know, the 70% area doesn't need any correction. It's there.
It's there. The 70.7% area is the area that half the area of the optic is within, the other half is without. It's really where it delineates the midpoint from an area point of view of the optical surface.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ray, that's the bath, and the problem with that one is the laser has died.
No, it's still working.
Does it? Yeah, it blinks now. What you want is a solid beam.
Yeah.
So I need to replace that laser, maybe with one that's not on a keychain.
A laser.
Yeah, that thing, that bungee cord on it doesn't work.
What's that?
It doesn't have a good return string.
Oh, this here?
So you have to make sure that it's always up against the button. If you're using that for moving
I have no idea how to do that. I got Katie.
Lost skill.
Hello, Tom. Hello, Katie. It's good to see you. Tom and Katie have arrived from Cambridge. They're going to be working on their 8-inch f6s that went a little bit faster than they thought they would. They're now 8-inch f5 point something.
I've seen stuff in that.
One out of collimation, which is supposedly twice as good. Don't get me started. Does it work? What do we can find around here?
I did bring these books in just for people to look at. These are published by Wilman Bell. The publisher, Perry Ramaclis, is one of our members, and he's got some very interesting books out, including optical testing, Artist in Optics about Alvin Clark and Sons, lens design, which shows how to design lenses with CMAX, and Synopsis, an introduction to design, which is companion to lens design. You can use the Synopsis program that comes with it to substitute for the CMAX program and do the same examples. So please feel free to look at them as the day goes on.
Hole in the center.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right back almost to the rocky screen from that.
I can't find it!
Ray and Jay are testing a mirror that was donated by Al French. Al's not a member, he's a friend of the club. His wife Sue writes for Sky and Telescope. And right now they're taking a look to see if they can determine the focal length of this beautiful mirror that's made with glass probably from the 1950s or 60s. Some very nice Pyrex. Very well polished mirror, it appears.
If you don't mind, we close the door. This will be so much easier. Ooh, it's not gonna fit in the tunnel. Let's start looking back.
Well, why don't we
You just slowly pull it back. Hold on, just a sec. Oh, you have to anyway, right? Yeah, go all the way to the end and see if it's far enough.
This is this.
That's mine, it's a flat.
Oh, is that the flat?
That's the flat.
I can't believe you would bring a flat here. Oh, you know, it might almost fit. Are you at the very back? Oh, good. So, let me fix my broken neck. And actually, if you bring it forward, let me find it. I lost it. Bring it forward like 6 inches. You can just pull it because I lost it. I can't find others. A little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Just what we got here. Good. And then, drop the I guess I didn't have to confirm that. Give me 1 second. It's long, it's really hard to keep.
You guys aren't done yet?
We're getting there. Alright, I had to come too far to me.
Let's go back.
Yeah, would you mind? Good.
Now, Tom and Katie, as I recall, you were both fairly close to having figured mirrors.
Yeah, we're very close to getting a spherical.
you polished out well, as I recall. Am I mistaken? We think we finished polishing out last week,
Yes.
or last month rather.
Yeah.
And did you guys do any homework?
No. Wanted to, just didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
Life got in the way?
Life always gets in the way.
Maybe, 3 pages?
This is, by the way, a YouTube video that's going to be posted.
Oh, fun.
It is fun. We do a lot of this.
Release this one?
At least I do. And the point is to encourage other people who are interested in making mirrors to do so by showing them what's really involved. There's really no magic to it.
Just a lot of work.
I have a colleague at UMass Dartmouth who I teach with who's interested in mirror making, so I think she's going to come up to Stellafane this year. I'm not sure.
Well, that's wonderful.
So, yeah, her name's Sarah. She's from Bangladesh. She's a TA that works with me in the
Oh,
physics
fun,
department.
yeah?
Yeah, so we'll see.
Awesome.
So are we inside of open outside?
Close my door first, I forget where I'm at.
Everybody with a physics background should make one optic.
Just enough room.
I think so. I think she's in my research group, but she's been doing more theoretical work, but I think she wants to get into more observational.
Okay. It's
And
just good to know what's involved in doing it. You learn a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of miscellaneous bits and pieces that are really kind of important and enhance your ability to
For sure.
appreciate and understand what you're doing.
I think so. And I think that's something that is kind of lacking in a physics education, especially if you get more into grad schools. The labs kind of dry up,
Yeah, they do. I understand that.
which I miss. Unless you're doing research that's hands-on, or unless you're working like with in an instrumentation group, you really don't do anything that's hands-on anymore.
Yeah, it's really useful.
It
It
is.
also really hammers home the point.
Unless you're Dr. Clinton, which means don't let him in the lab ever, because he just sets things on fire by walking in. Do you remember Clinton from BSC? Yeah.
124 and a half.
Yes, yes I do.
That literally happened to him. When he was in grad school, he walked in, I don't know if he was a TA or if he was just in a lab for whatever reason, or was in the electronics lab, and he walked in and something just burst into flames. He's a theorist. And walk away from the books. So
This might be a worthy project for like a young person or something.
What's
Or
that,
you,
Jay?
If you want it, you got the project going.
How's the mural look?
In the hole.
It's got a hole?
It's kinda sketchy, we don't really know if it's polished out or not.
Have you guys ever seen dental stone board and stuff like that? So how?
Teachable moment.
Yay! Please.
So we probably should have waited until you guys showed up before. So what we did is, you guys know how plastic is right? Water. So dental stone is the super dense stuff. So it cures off with thermatic. So
Ooh, that's hot.
yep.
Wow.
So we poured that what, an hour ago,
Yeah.
a little over.
That's the same stuff they make,
Yep.
thermal out of.
Yep. Same stuff we made here. But that's not
Ray,
14.
everybody turn around and smile.
Impressions. That's the stuff that they gum you up with
Yeah.
at the dentist where you want to
Yup.
throw up.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, so what'll happen is once this cures, I'll plane off the back and make it flat, and then it'll match the surface of the mirror that's down there, and then I'll laminate it with the epoxy, West Systems epoxy, and put that in some rubber tiles.
Nice.
So, you can just feel it.
Yeah, that thing got quite a bit. Really much of all.
Hey!
Yeah.
How you doing?
Comes Kate. Good.
Here usually.
See you,
Well, I'm gonna leave this here for a week. And that-
Like a barrel, any barrel at
You wanna
all.
be able to touch
Everyone's
it.
polished.
And you know,
I've got
how we feel, or clammy feeling.
a ton of newspapers here. The New York Post.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I've even got the Times. The Times, which works particularly well because of the rag content. It's a real rag.
You're on fire today, man.
Wow, yeah.
Get my
You know, it's funny is they come out with those hit. Was it the Times that did the hit piece on Rubio? Or was it the Post?
I don't know. My favorite New York Post headline, the guy who wrote it died last week. His name, I forgot his name, but it was headless body, topless bar.
No, it wasn't the posted. So anyways, they did a report on Marco Rubio's speeding tickets.
Right.
Well, it says Rubio gets 14 speeding tickets in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like 4 of them were his, the rest were his
That's
wife.
on the,
And as soon as they put that out, right, people started reading and figuring out his favor will start going up. And then next week they come out with,
smartest one in the
oh, he
room, but when they sing about his stomach,
Rubio
is wrong.
gets windfall and
It's much
buys
easier to see.
super luxury speedboat, or the fishing boat.
When you're ready, let's
Right, and a
see
little-
where they're at. I'm
so-
wrong, yeah.
So they just keep pushing them up on there. And so just,
That wouldn't be the post if it would do something like that. They're a lot
those
better.
are times.
I think this is actually a pretty good contact for not having worked on
It looked up like it when you were just pushing on it, yeah.
it.
Was the surface fairly smooth?
Yeah.
I'm glad. I've been interested to see your surface because you have a very unique washing style that I've never seen before.
Coming on.
Well, no, what I
It's not
did
smooth, then we're all gonna
is
check
I left
out
it
your style.
Oh, soft, yeah.
so
Boundaries that I put in by being an idiot.
Well, you don't have much of a layer here.
right. So I don't know.
What you could do is take a wire brush,
Yep.
and go to town on the surface here to recharge the surface and get rid of that like grayed out laminate.
Yeah, I
Yep.
like lost my balance,
Okay.
touched the carpet,
But,
put it underneath the paper towel, and then put it back on.
It's cold.
Hey, you got a scratch?
Yeah,
Yes,
my
it
air
must-
conditioner.
It must have been right in the carpet.
Yeah.
There's grit everywhere on that.
So,
I mean, look where we are now. This is worse.
yeah, it's wet.
That's
Yeah.
why I forgot that.
It's really smart. Yeah. Good.
Right now, we've got Keith's pitch flap, and the pitch flap has got some undulations. He's having a hard time polishing with it. He's spending a lot of time polishing and not getting much result. The pitch flap itself, I believe, is Gogol 64, and it's about 3/16 of an inch thick. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing his pitch flap. He's going to put it in the refrigerator to freeze it for about 20 minutes, then we'll knock the pitch off. Once the pitch is knocked off, we're going to clean the substrate, which is a dental stone tool, with turpentine. Then we'll wash it, get it all completely cleaned off and dry. Then we'll start melting Gogol 55. We're going to heat up the substrate itself under heat lamps, get it nice and warm, and re-pour a pitch flap. We'll facet it. We may re-pour it using a mat. I've got one in the car. And then we will micro-facet it and hot press it and get real good contact and change the cerium. And hopefully that will get you a better result and a quicker result than we've already had. Okay?
Okay,
So let's
sounds
go
good.
for it. Thank you.
Until there's no lines, and it'll look like a football, it'll look like a knife edge. When you get to that point, you can kind of just tap it, and it'll sweep that knife edge across, and you can see the surface on it. And then once you've looked at it at radius, keep coming back, the total distance, probably about that far. And you'll be outside radius curvature. So on a rocky, if it was a sphere, you'd have perfectly straight lines, a bunch of them, less, none, and then perfectly, more. You'll see yours are pretty darn straight as if the very tips of them, one here, which way the tips are. Alright, I'm gonna do it for you.
Fran, do you wanna go over, pitch?
So it's inside radius of curvature, about 5 lines.
What are you talking to, Francis?
Step outside.
What a beautiful day, just that air up here.
I was looking at the lake towards the McGregor when I drove in, and the sky is just like this beautiful blue, like, beautiful green.
Yeah,
Yes.
good day to come to Vermont.
Yeah.
Fran, are you redoing mutual? Did I hear that rumor?
Sure.
I thought I heard Ray ask you something, and I got my name used
Do
in
you wanna go over pitch?
No,
Huh?
How we do pitch, or?
Yeah, in a minute, let's just,
he misspoke, he called you Fran.
oh,
Fran and Francis, whatever.
we got the same first name, we got the same birthday, except that there's 2 years
2
between
years
us.
between us.
Do you have the same birthday?
We're both January 30th.
You know, that's amazing, because guess when my birthday is?
January 30th.
It is.
Really?
You gotta be kidding me, really?
It was a good,
Right, brother.
good
Yeah,
time.
1969.
Holy cow!
69.
A youngin'. A youngin'. 46 years old. And what great success you've attained at the age of 46. I mean, you're a physics lecturer and
Yeah.
at a respected college, making telescopes. Wow.
Well, it's due to the day I was born.
The date of birth.
Right.
I got my first mirror kit, I think, on my 12th birthday.
Yeah.
Might have been on my
Was you
11th.
really 12?
Yeah, 12.
Wow.
So you would have been a year old that day.
Yeah.
Did you see any,
1970. I've been
That's-
making
that's-
mirrors since 1970, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing that 3 people, same birthday.
Out of
6
7
people,
people here.
7 people,
You've
yeah.
been making mirrors since he was 1 year old.
I was making mirrors since you were a year old. It was a happy thing.
Tom,
And I was 30.
what's the probability that in a group of X amount of people, 2 people will have the same birthday? It's really low, right?
It is pretty low.
Yeah, it's
like,
actually something
it's
like,
You can do this in your head?
Yeah.
it's kind of a famous, like,
it's actually something like
Yeah.
one out of 40.
Yeah.
Like if in a group of 12 people, it's got like a 1/40th chance. And then when you increase it up to 13 people, it goes down to 1/35th. It's kind of ridiculous.
Amazing.
Well, also because the most probable birthday is actually October 5th. I want to say something like it's the gestation period, the average gestation period after New Year's. The majority of people get it on after New Year's.
Well, thank you for
Everyone's-
sharing that with us.
Everyone's getting drunk.
No kidding.
Okay.
Product of a drunken,
Can we go
Party.
back to mental arithmetic? Is this something you've always done?
I learned it.
I find it fascinating because I'm still working on 93 divided by 8. Some of us just have.
Yeah, that's
you know, I wish I had pursued calculus more heavily when I was 17 and in college, but I just didn't have the mind for it at 17. My mind was elsewhere. Exactly.
I actually took a Coursera on doing mental math and
Well,
didn't get very far.
Let me tell you, I worked on the Lower East Side of Manhattan years and years ago at a ladies' suit shop and fur shop. And this is back in the early 80s. There were a bunch of old men there who were Holocaust survivors from East Europe.
yeah.
And they could do all sorts of complicated arithmetic by putting their fingers together in various ways.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I don't know what it's called, but they were good at it.
Yeah.
I know how that works.
It
I've
wasn't
never
math.
been able to do it, but I know how that
It
works.
was not math, it was
Advocacy,
arithmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's but the
kinda
thing is
advocacy, yeah.
the
There's a
funny
word for
thing
it.
is though is
Yeah,
that
advocacy,
lots
yeah.
of mental math is you just get to the point where you like feel like it's around that area, and then you just pick something in between what your high number and your low number is, and chances are likely that you're probably going to be right.
Interesting.
So you get, you just do kind of like an average type thing in your head, and then you just go right in the middle, and then that's usually what the answer ends
swear.
up being.
A silly wide,
We will never be superseded.
a silly wild, yes. A sweat.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
Good.
miraculous.
Okay, let me just, hold on.
So yes,
Ray, hold on a second, just give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna move over.
that's a much less.
Right now,
things.
we're going over to watch Ray melt some pitch. Ray is melting some Google's 64 or 55?
55.
Okay, and what he's doing is he's wrapping it up in a copy of the New York Post. Thank you, Kevin Fasek.
That's a Google, Kevin.
Kevin's a good man.
It's a little hard. It's a little hard.
When I get outside.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Ray is a firm believer in the bigger hammer theory,
So,
and he's going to pour that pitch that he
the
just
way I
beat.
do this, Tom, with the Rocky, and then inside the tip. So the conventions I use. But we always want to know obviously where it's inside or outside, radius of curvature, and which way they tip. And my convention is I go by the tips.
If you look at Ray's arms, you'll see he is well
you could
capable
say
of
that
beating this
going
pitch
out,
well.
Because the line
He's a big boy.
is shaped that way. Yours is pretty straight. But I've had some bow. You could say that it's going out. So the convention I use is which way are the tips going. So on Ronki, you were told that we had a good diffraction ring and a turn down edge. It doesn't make any sense. Because if you mentally get between them, you just everything and you know you're right. So good diffraction is good edge. When you do, the
easy way to, the mnemonic for this is inside, out, up. So if they're inside, if
And
they're
it's absolutely
out,
essential when you're using
up
pitch that
edge.
you make a mess.
But inside, oh, I'm sorry, right to this is down edge.
Now we've got a whole bunch of pitch that we're getting ready to melt.
So yeah, inside, yeah. Oh boy.
It's looking good,
That's why it's, for me, it's good to write them down.
and Ray is now
So
going to
then,
place
the
it
question is, fix it
in an oven
and I just blow
and turn it on to
through this.
142
And the
degrees,
reason
which is the
why
melting
is,
point.
That radius of
Now, as I
curvature,
said, we're using Gauss 655, which is a relatively
this
soft
way, we're
pitch
looking at the curve.
for compliance
The sphere
purposes.
actually looks flat, like a straight.
Trash?
People take that to straight and it's and the parabola up the appearance image of it is like this. That's an oxbow. That's not really shaped like that. It's a parabola, but it's supposed to be a sphere. Right? But on photo testing,
55 was all.
parallel looks like that. So you have a little down edge, right? You can shave off.
And part of the essential element is that we clean up afterwards because we don't want pitch in the floor.
I would say don't waste 2 hours. Let's start figuring. As long as you're sure you're polished out, they check that out, right?
Yep.
So for you, I would go straight to figuring. It's the complete opposite of what the smarter guy told you to do. So let me show you how I would do that. I always do this. You haven't worked closely with Dave on figuring yet, right?
No.
Does Fran know you're doing that? Oh, good. Let's pull your mirror out.
Now, one of the
Fran can
issues
get
we have
his
when
angle.
sweeping is that you don't want to raise dust in the shop.
Can we steal your
I'm
spot?
going to get around out of your way, thank you.
Can I do the numbers? You have the numbers for mine? I have run under.
Oh, the rocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
95.5.
You got your number, don't you?
47.
81 and a quarter on my rocks.
Okay,
How you doing?
okay, yeah.
And Tom and Katie continue to polish.
The lens is in the.
Tom's doing a little figuring. He's getting close.
Could we do it over on my stand?
Okay. Go until 11:30 and then I'll test.
This is my stand, yeah. I test, yeah, this is the one I always use, because it fits my tester. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The only thing I mentioned is, I think I'm over there.
So, I went to bed a little bit earlier than I normally do on Thursday, and Nicole was studying for a final on Friday, and Emily was working, so I was like, oh, shut the house down, put the dogs to bed. Well, Emily went to bed, and Nicole was gonna shut the house down, put the dogs to bed. Nicole went up to bed. Lights on downstairs, dog's not in the crates. Gracie starts running. And Mom's like, what the hell? You sleep through the night now, what's going on? And Gracie's at the bottom of the stairs, the gate's still up, barking like, I wanna be.
Oh, we should have taken, these are so much easier to take pictures of. Next time.
Next time.
Next time. Okay, so what I do is a little different than what Dave does. Dave, well, he does knife edge, and he pretty much tells you what he sees. He says, go look, and you agree that's what you see, and then he tells you what to do. What I'd rather do is go over it a little. So with a sphere, we'll get nice straight lines at a radius of curvature. And here's this whole inside-out thing. So curves away from center. And now these are for parabolas. This is how your parabola will look. Oh no, yeah. There's a variety of things. You see they're doing the same thing we are, what's inside and what's outside. And then over here will be, there's
Are
actually.
you trying to just make a record of everything that's going on, or a
Here's the
documentary?
one.
Well,
this
sort of, it's a YouTube video, I just want people to see what happens at and this is a typical mirror workshop for any
Outward, that's where
organization. I've been to many, and
you actually hook
doing it for the heck of
inward,
having a mirror workshop on video.
right? Inward, inside, so
entire workshop, but right now some things are happening, and so.
I mean, you have that picture.
let it go.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Here's a question for you.
Even if I don't
Somebody's asking
interpret it
me.
right when I
Okay.
look.
I have no intention of
So,
like doing this, but they're
let's
asking me about it.
do
In
parental.
terms of silvering versus luminizing, do people
This is
still
the
silver
classic
mirrors
picture.
at all? Oh yeah.
that everybody uses.
Yeah.
It's very
One of
expensive,
these will
it's
be
not
forever though, right?
real durable.
The
You know,
flat
you could
sphere
start
I talked
to
about.
tarnish after about a year.
Oh, this is ellipsoid.
John Bashir was the one who came
These
up
are
with
apparently
the
really
method
like
to
that.
get silver to adhere to glass,
Yeah.
Oh, here's the
back in
pattern.
the 1870s,
So this is what I'm saying, don't worry about a
I
little
think it was.
turned down edge.
He corresponded
We're
with
gonna
Henry
shave off
Draper on it.
We call it 70% zone.
So, yeah, I mean, people do silver. I mean,
Yeah.
you can send it out to any one of a number of shops, get it aluminized, or if you're really adventurous, you don't want it overcoated, you can go down to Washington DC, go hang out with Pat
It's
Brandenburg
5.8125.
at the Chevy Chase Community Center on any Friday
That
evening about
125.
6 o'clock.
It is like
Division of the
And
image.
you can organize your own.
Yeah. Is that like
So,
an action
so
chamber
for
they
these
do it?
moderate,
Yeah.
there's kind
And it's
of
got a vacuum
these
chamber,
three
it
ways to do
ionizes,
it.
and,
If you think,
it's a lot of
so the
fun.
mirrors on top
You know,
are
and Guy's a
obviously
very
waxing.
interesting man.
The
He's an
edge
educator,
of the lap
mirror shop,
is
mirror
the
workshop,
knife
over 20
edge
years, you know.
Yeah.
cuts the
How's it going? And if you want to see the process, that's what you
So
do.
the
I did it
more
a couple times.
time you
I used to
spend
do
with the
some
center of
work
the
to
mirror
writing code
over the
mirrors
edge,
before I
dig a hole in the center.
But it's the
The
same.
more
but-
time you
So
spend
then you know how to
with
do it anyway.
the edge of the
Well, if I
mirror.
can remember, it's like
will
20
do
years
this.
ago they used to do it, but yeah.
Send it out,
Yeah.
So this classic method, you can see he's
Okay.
doing like really even
send it
strokes.
out.
So
Well, I
that
already
means
sent one
the
to
whole
her.
thing's getting
Just somebody
dug
else
out
was like
against the
asking
cutting
me about
edge.
it.
Yeah.
I guess they came across like
An
a whole
alternative,
telescope or
you could spend
something,
more
the
time
mirror, like
shaving
they
off
wanted
the
to recode
We
it.
code
edge of the mirror to
That's
get
me
this
thinking like I
effect.
had some knowledge.
And then see how he
my
kind of
knowledge
goes
is
wide
pretty
here, and then now
good,
he's really scrubbing on the edge of the
Well,
mirror.
that's the nice thing about this,
And
is
here's
you
the
learn.
opposite.
Who's the guy that works for
So
Chroma?
he barely
John?
touches the edge of the mirror,
Yeah.
but he spends a lot of time digging out the
Maybe
center.
I'll do some.
Yeah, because he
So
actually does
for
the
our
same
mirrors,
thing that I
I
used to
suggest
do.
we use the classic and
There's a company that he worked for
version
broke
here.
off from the
And I'll show
company
you the
that
stroke
like I worked
action.
for.
You can see it's
like
really
years
long,
ago.
if that's the center of the mirror, it's
we
almost
used to do
falling
pretty much
off
the
the
exact
edge
same
of the
thing.
tool. So we'll do
Except for I
like
think
3
this
or 4
company
strokes
had
here,
the
and then
process
go
more
boom,
refined
boom, and
than when I
done.
was doing it.
Alright.
And then
Why don't they make
turn,
specialty
and
filters
boom,
that
boom,
put that up and down
some
there
work here, and boom, boom, and be
in
done.
Bellas Falls there?
And
Yeah.
what we're gonna try to
Yeah,
do
but I
with
used to work
that
for
is,
the
when we're,
original company.
the center of the mirrors over the center of
Same
the,
thing, but-
Is there another one down in,
actually
Brattleboro?
shaving, the cutting edge is shaving out.
Omega's in
So
Brattleboro.
we're trying to shape this
And
up.
then
that
there
we-
used to be down in Greenfield, Mass.
And the reason on these
another
small
company
mirrors.
that broke
That's
off
a full
from Omega.
video.
So
Yeah, I'm taking a video of the
like
workshop.
Color Technologies or something like that. I'm not sure if they're still in business, but.
I know when I was, I went and saw the guys at Omega down there, they were making 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Here we're watching Fran Edwards do the Ross Nell talk.
They
Ross
do quite a bit of stuff.
Null
Yeah.
test.
A little spritz.
Do some stuff in the military, and
Yeah,
they have stuff like the Hubble Space Telescope, the wide field planetary
Right.
camera, the filters that,
I never
actually, I don't think for
know
the current version, but for the wide field planetary camera too, they get the
Let's use
filters.
one of ours, but let's
I know
watch
Chroma's
it.
been coming to NEAF the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
I don't think they make really big filters, so they're only.
I don't know if Chroma
Oh, yeah, I
does,
never mentioned.
Omega would make them to.
They're always moving this way.
right,
Always
right,
wonder
right.
why, they definitely that.
But I need to know approximately, so I don't have.
Oh, where to
Wait,
put
wait.
this, yeah. I
What
didn't
is
write
it,
that
about
down.
5, 6 inches?
Yeah, 6 or 8.
It's whatever, man.
He knows me too well.
You just gotta float it in there.
We just watch this thing, I don't trust it.
Okay, let's do that again.
Better to be too clean than not too clean.
Yeah, Katie will attest to that.
You learn the hard way.
I mean, just one little dab.
That's okay, it's still your first.
This way?
Would you?
If you get damn close to perfect,
Let me move
then
the
that's
tape.
fine. If you get not so
Okay,
damn
right about there.
and just good enough,
You're gonna be
that's still
happy.
also fine.
So you polishing or figure?
Reed, what's up?
Just
I'm still polishing, I'm gonna make a new lap, so.
You know, it's been in there for a while. Why don't you go over and pull it out now? And what I'd like you to do, let's just go through the process, okay? Go get your mirror. Before you do that, take everything off your stand, cover it
There are no
with
sandy beaches around here.
newspaper.
Okay.
Then get your lap, and we will scrape off. And Ray's got a scraper.
Okay.
We will scrape off the pitch. But again, take everything off. Make your work surface ready.
How are you? Good to see you.
Thanks for doing this for us.
Oh, it's all Fran.
Thanks, Frank.
Francis.
Oh,
I gotta get a hook for
Well, it's
that.
not all me, it's all of us are here, we're all having a good time. It's a pleasant way to spend a Saturday morning.
Jay kind of close it down.
And we would never just throw it away so someone doesn't do that again.
So we're trying to go through the,
Start over.
so I'm in the center. Hitting the center of your, where's the laser?
oh, I got it to work.
Oh, you did, good, yeah.
Ah, you cleared the hole and
Squeeze it up.
got it going, eh, Tom? Those things plug up occasionally, don't they?
Yep.
It makes you wonder what you're spraying on your mirror.
Yeah.
Make it shimmer.
You know, I had that problem. I wasn't as clean as I should have been. I've got an 8-inch F10 or F7.5 spear that has scratches in it.
This is another thing, everything that knows is I understand. I had this one little test I do. So like when you start, especially those guys that have a little upper body strength, just give it a good 20-second press.
Helps it to you.
So when it's dry, we're gonna mark it up. But these molded glass have this mold circle, so that's gonna be our guide. Yeah. So right now, if we go center over center, the knife edge here is digging out this here. And when we're out here, the knife edge is digging out the center. It's not really true, the whole app is working, but if you visualize it that way, you can control the shape. Yeah.
Takes a
So,
while.
It's the
It's melting
reference,
well,
not
it's coming along
the
very
Yeah,
reality.
just like the parallel is not
Yeah.
really that shape, that oxbow shape. So, another part of figuring is that we've been emphasizing randomness and that all those random mistakes make everything smooth. Now we're gonna do the opposite and be very precise.
precise.
Yeah. So, these molded laps are nice because the squares are 1 inch. So we're going to use the channels as our guide. Yeah, come over here so we're square. So this is the center of your mirror, and so if we went all the way down, we want to go to almost once a tilt, but not quite, and then all the way back. So I want you to do a stroke on each of these. So it'll be, here's the center of the mirror, right? 1, 2, 3. So 6 out and back.
So I just want
And
to
then,
scrape this off,
just
or
do
Just
one,
scrape it
just
off.
the center out.
Just
One.
put
So
your-
here we're doing
there you go.
we're cutting the center. And then, and then those 3 lines again, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Now, we're not doing this anymore, but you take a step. So there's the 1.
You know, it's
That's
so
not
thin that you
Yeah,
may not
no
be able
trim
to
on
get
top.
it all. They're not going to
2
pop off
down the center,
individually,
the
but
3rd one,
do the best you can.
and 1. We're done. You can either step each time.
This may
it's
not be a
over,
bad thing because
or do
we'll
one
pour
full
pitch over
sweep.
what's there and it should adhere better to pitch than it would adhere to dentist on what was.
Yeah.
So
This is
that's
adhering pretty pretty darn nicely to,
Now we're doing a really precise.
to the dental, so I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing there actually.
And we're going around.
There you go.
exactly once. So I just use a penny or picture like.
Got
start
the hammer?
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly the same spot as going.
Tap it a little bit.
So you're only going around the once. So give it a try. Where's your index? You're gonna almost put here, so that's like.
Okay.
So it,
Got the hammer?
Remember, because you're spacing that. Yeah.
Also,
Big man's hammer?
Just tap this a bit.
so I'm gonna wanna start, if it's sitting on the
Right,
center, I wanna start.
that's like what's-
Yeah, it's kind of hard because you gotta
Yeah.
work over one.
Give it a shot.
minute
Keep working at it.
because when you come to
Just
the
take
other
some
end,
energy,
it's
Keith.
soft
Yep.
halfway.
And I, yeah, there you go.
Now let Keith do it.
Beautiful.
All I was saying is if you came from this way, you could,
Yeah.
in like this.
kind of get underneath the,
Yeah, Without hurting your arm though. Let's not cut
It
you up.
doesn't slip.
Thank you.
Good, really sweeping wide. So,
Doing good. You're moving along. Cutting it off. Excellent.
5 times around. And then, each time you get to your index, stop and just press it.
Funny how you
count
can,
10 to 20. Because we're
sectional
deforming the
grabs, you know?
it's
Yeah.
not a sphere anymore, so we have to deform the lap with it. See you in 5
Now,
minutes.
people used to just pour right
We'll
over
be half
another-
done.
a glass.
You can do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Got it, Fran?
You can do that.
This is probably cheaper because you can use the other mirror.
Well, they used to
Mirror.
use plate glass, a lot of plate glass. In fact, we have a bunch of plate glass tools right behind you
Yeah.
in one of those boxes that you could absolutely use if we wanted
I don't know,
to,
I wanted to reach
We're not
the
going to.
measurement,
but stick with this.
had that lens facing the right way?
Yeah. I don't think we're much closer to,
Maybe just.
That's how it does.
are you closer?
No. I got it deep in the gunner.
Didn't set the anywhere where it was supposed to be. Didn't set the measurement 91, so
I was
that's-
talking double check.
Oh, that's
I had
the.
to move some,
Give it a
Oh,
shot.
yeah.
and that's in so far.
Yeah, you don't need to go grab a book and use a book as an index.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
You
looking
know
good.
if you move the lens or not.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure the lens is in the correct position.
Huh? Yeah.
And then the
Now, do I
question
want to get it
then
like pretty much
becomes,
perfectly?
No, just,
this, or
you're fine. Just keep going the way you are. Just get over here a little bit more.
something relevant, or use Tom Sawyer.
That's good. That's really good. Now I want you to get some turpentine
Yes, actually,
and some paper towels. Don't change your paper yet. Just get some turpentine and paper towels and just clean off the surface, okay?
Okay, yeah, the turpentine would be where.
You should have some turpentine over here and somewhere.
Yeah.
She underwater.
Here, just right there. You
It
okay?
wouldn't make as much of a difference with the image that I sent.
I'm not worried about the block, I'm worried about your leg.
Like, you wanna-
Guys, by the way, anybody's interested, I brought half a dozen oranges and half a dozen apples and some chocolate donuts
Awesome.
for those of you that don't want to be in a diet. So please feel free. I brought them for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I thought you had a lot of parabola. Is it a sphere again?
Now, is there any type of problem with like spontaneous combustion with?
You know, I've always, yes, there is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't like to leave it in a confined space. I actually represented somebody who
According to my measurements,
had a,
I got,
pilot shop at an airport, and he was cleaning up and he threw some rags, closed the door, and caught the hanger on fire that he was in.
Yeah, I've seen it happen with linseed oil before.
Yes, it happens.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get a screwdriver to open this up.
One right here.
Thank you, Ray.
Do that outside, maybe? Do we want to do this outside or?
I mean, we can, but there's no real necessity to it. Does it bother somebody if we did it? It doesn't. Oh, let's do it outside then.
something wrong, it should be close to
I told you before that I've actually figured it back to the lens by accident.
Is that right?
You figure out, it's the perfect.
Really? Well, the image is too big for one thing, I couldn't see the other.
Right, yeah. This is why it's nice to have a book.
So are there any cleats around?
Yep, they're in the closet there, in the box with the sharpening stones.
Okay, thanks. So we have.
What we just did was we took the substrate outside, the dental stone substrate outside, and we cleaned it off with turpentine, and now we're rinsing it off with water. We will then dry it off, change the paper here, and prepare to pour a pitch lap. See, the pitch comes off It's a little rough to come off when it's on dental stone. It usually adheres fairly well. When it's on glass, it comes off a whole lot easier because of the different surface porosity.
Correct.
So the faucet's not on, but what I'll do.
What I'm going to ask you to do now, I'm going to clean this up.
Yep.
Stand off the side. Let's come over here. Go get some paper towels. They're right behind you.
Yeah, this hasn't been rinsed because the faucet's on.
Oh, the faucet's
But
off?
what I'll do is I'll use some of the water I have down here.
That's fine. The faucet's on over here, by the way.
Should I do it in the sink or?
Do it in the sink. Or you can do it outside.
Yeah,
Either
I'll do
way.
it outside with this.
It's off outside. You've got to go downstairs and flip the, which I'm not going to do right now because,
So I'll get this real quick.
well, the one in back doesn't.
Darn it, Ray. Oh, I'm sorry, other way.
The other one? Forward?
Oh, I'm surprised.
For figuring, from time immemorial, we've been using the works of Sam Brown in How to Make a Telescope by Edmund Scientific.
Would you mind,
Excuse me, Ray.
bring it to the right?
Reed, could you stand aside, please, right now? Thank you. From time immemorial, we've used
And keep going.
these documentations and illustrations from Sam Brown with Edmund Scientific. They show us an awful lot about how to make a mirror, and it's really very accurate. It's very helpful.
Yeah, we want it up about the same height as the.
Okay, so now what I'm going to ask you to do is dry this off.
That's what I have. Let's see, it's tilted now so far forward and
And now we're going to have another waiting game because I'm going to ask you to put it underneath the heat lamps until it gets really, really warm. That will help with the adhering. Okay?
Let's put it away from
Well, it's going back. It's not a problem.
there. Yes, but I gotta be able to follow it.
So, how close are you to,
That's
what are you doing? You,
So now we've placed the pitch slap tool, the substrate, under a heat lamp. We're going to leave it there for about 20 minutes to make sure that everything heats up
Well, I
properly.
mean, we have to have
and I have my mirror heating up too.
Good.
You had it
Excellent.
tilted that
Excellent.
way because this was so low.
right.
So now I've got it back.
So, but
So
then,
once you
then
raise-
it would be lower.
raise the lens.
Tilt,
Well,
yeah,
this thing here is,
yeah, it locks. So,
So while we're waiting, we'll just take a look over at the Ross Knoll guys.
I mean, I know we left it that way with the last mirror.
yeah, I was trying to make it level with this.
Oh, that's a good idea. So,
Looks like you have a little library over there today.
Yeah, I brought some books from Wilman Bell.
Yeah.
Perry remember as a publisher, and so
the,
I try to put
the
it together.
tunnel's
There's a lot of really good stuff.
pretty level, right?
If you can't afford, there's Lens Design, which teaches
I don't get the
ZMAX.
problem. What's the
If you can't afford
problem?
ZMAX, there's Synopsis.
The problem is
which
it has
is-
to tilt
Got the
forward more.
program,
Well,
and
that's
it's
because
once
this
you
was
raise
all
your-
so low.
so you can use Synopsis to
Yeah,
do the
but-
program.
but when
Raise
it
the
was-
top,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
with the center,
but when
you
it was
know,
down low and you tilted back
That's where
down
lenses,
lower.
as opposed to
It
mirrors.
went lower?
Yeah.
It works
No,
right
That's
now.
why
I
I
didn't-
told
I
you,
didn't get
that's
that.
why I had you tilted more and more forward. You said, no, stop, I can't go
Well, the thing
anymore.
was,
I see,
didn't
it's
say-
still too far.
I
Still
could-
too far
I
forward.
could have
So
gone
what is
more,
wrong?
but I could
So,
have gone more,
can't
but
you raise
it was tilted
that
so much that it was unstable.
to the center of the eye light, right?
Yeah, but then,
Why don't we start over like we
yeah,
normally
turn,
start?
turn this nice and level. This
I
is,
think it's
this
pretty
is-
level now.
I think it's tilted way forward.
No, I turned,
Well, then what's wrong here? There's some variable here is not working right.
if you look at
Is
this
there
with
something
respect
stuck
to
on
this,
that? Okay.
it's fairly level.
Let's just try again. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah,
Am I easily confused? Because I just told Tom the exact wrong thing.
did you adjust that to the center of this?
Would you, yeah.
You did.
Actually, hey,
there
can
it
the,
is.
is the, yeah, there's a couple of them around
One door or the other?
This one?
Either.
Thank you.
And
I have a break.
it has to be the other one. Which might close in your door? I guess you have to open that other one if you need to move it.
You started figuring out?
Jay is working with you?
Alright.
How do you get all balled up in 3 easy lessons?
This doesn't make any sense either. It's not making sense.
Where's your laser?
Alright.
Did you see it?
So you have to keep the pitch pretty slow, is that the idea?
Well, you don't want it to go past,
Don't spoil.
I think we
Yeah,
need the mirror, so we're gonna have to redo
if it starts
Yeah,
smoking,
right,
you
right,
gotta
right.
So we only have
You're letting all the balls out. Not to mention the
It was something with
In
way the
theory,
heck off from where it should have been.
gases are flammable.
Flammable, yeah.
I've never had one light up on me, but I hear rumors they can.
So if you boil it, the gases, they boil off, and does the pitch harden? Isn't that the problem?
Exactly. I've never had too much of a problem with it, but one time fake.
You overcook sugar.
Well, at least we can see, I know, I remember the last time we could see the ash.
Exactly, it's tasty burnt.
So, and it is what's why then.
Yeah. So we set the distance?
Yeah,
it's kind of-
Like this frosted cake could be the newest craze in like baking, you never know.
Wanna move again?
I don't know, I don't think so.
No, I think you're right.
We're all set.
Is it 81 in the quarter?
1/4, 81 and a quarter.
Let's, instead of moving here, let's pull the mirror up an inch and a half.
All right. Tell me when.
That's good.
Right there?
Maybe to your right, I mean,
What's the deal in terms of the merit class in the future? I mean, if I signed up for
There?
next year, where I
Oh, wait.
gave
I
it
wasn't
to
ready.
it, or?
You can lock that down.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jay's in charge.
Let me get
We
this
never
side.
turn anybody away.
Okay.
You know, you're here,
81 and
you're
a
working on the
quarter.
mirror.
All right.
You're one of us. I'm
I'm
going to be here again next month.
You gonna pull it back?
We'll not do it in August, I'll do it at the convention.
I don't know, I'm just-
We'll also do it in September.
So
And then
Fran,
we'll see what's going on.
let's just take a second, because I'll forget.
Like,
Let's just take a second, because I'll forget, and put a mark on the blue tape.
Yeah.
Start with
Next
another one,
time.
you know, it's like I said,
Yeah, good idea.
it's not so much like the finished telescope that I'm looking for, it's just like
Let's
the
just use,
experience.
that one.
So,
Let's
Figure
use,
like
we'll use
Typically,
this.
they
next
put
10
the-
years.
Yeah, but it's better than there, so let's just use
Those.
this.
Telescopes enjoyable, so.
Yeah, we will.
What's that?
The wheel or
Remember
no?
what I want.
And enjoy them.
oh, you know,
So we're on the
I've done like a lot of
beat for
filming
Fran.
over the years, and
Yeah. All right, now we can close
So-
that up.
I will, but at the same time, it's kind of helps complete my like knowledge of astronomy related
Understood.
topics.
I understand.
So, gives me a better rounded astronomy.
Social seems to be the norm out there.
Can't argue that.
How's that restaurant?
Back to Tom and Katie, who are hard at work.
I'm a little hungry.
Is that, mine?
Not mine.
Dale's calling me on fucking Saturday.
Sometimes life gets in the way.
Okay.
It's not, perfectly
anything with the actual construction of the telescopes, or is that something, I'm just meaning in terms of a class?
So I've got.
We really haven't, but we've discussed it, we want to.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, we will do that. We have a machine shop here, we've got plenty of people with wood skills, we've got a sawmill up the hill, so yes, we'll do that.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm working on the first mirror that I made now, and I'll get something together. I mean, I know what I'm kind of gonna do with it.
Yeah,
How the mirror will work. Just wondering if you ever have done that, or thought of doing that, or.
Get
For
to
me then?
contact Hastings irrigation pipe.
That's great.
Yeah.
We should be ready for you in a
Hastings,
moment.
yeah, Hastings irrigation pipe. Get yourself a tube. You've got a 6-inch mirror, get an 8-inch tube,
Yeah, that's what Dave was saying. Yeah.
and we will help you make a telescope out of it.
Yeah.
Somebody will help you, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
So the irrigation pipe's wide enough, it's not too much of a problem.
I'm sorry?
The irrigation pipe is wide enough, it's not too much of a problem.
I've never had a problem with it, I made several, I just bought 2 more tubes the other day.
And what's the name of the company?
Hastings irrigation, they're in Hastings, Nebraska. They're very nice people, they're into selling small pieces of miscellaneous tubing,
What's
relatively inexpensive.
the tube is made of what?
Aluminum, 6061 T6, you know,
Was
aluminum.
it like 16-inch or?
You can get various tube thicknesses, measured in thousands. Get one end
Two
roll,
different strokes. One I
it
do
helps
it
to hold it
from
rigid.
center, deepen.
It's a very nice product.
Yeah.
What do you, one end, what?
One end roll, R-O-L-L-E-D, roll.
Which means,
In other words, they roll it in, and it helps it to retain its round shape.
A little bit of an edge issue, you can see that,
So it keeps slicing your fingers up.
which we knew before.
Slicing your fingers up with this aluminum irrigation pipe, is anything like ductwork.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna put in there.
I also screwed his phone to the ceiling, but that's neither here nor there.
I one time with aluminum made a cut on my hand from here to here.
The thing is, I don't copyright the phone, when it's using so damn sharp.
Keith, I hate to say this, it looks like you've got a little ways to go yet before it's
No, that's fine.
it's ready.
The line's right, yeah.
Just kill it for free. You know what, the more I work right now, the less I'll have when I have clients. The actual spiel, but then,
Not even that.
Mine is so smooth that.
are you ready to get your butt kicked tonight?
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
But that's Vic, right? He's teaching.
No, I'm ready to kick your butt right now.
He's disparaged. He's trying, complain about the.
Friendly competition. It will keep us
So
going.
now it's not perfect, it's a lot better. Now, you could even have a little more,
Well,
just tight if you wanted to.
The friendly competition will be,
Yeah, the screws and bolts.
forcing each other
I've
to
got one
have.
of the tape on this one, so I'm just running it through and then we'll.
Alright.
What's it
As soon
used
as he's
for?
out, we'll pop you with it.
Any debate.
So that was 5X. So, I keep a log. Are you a logger? Katie's a logger.
Yeah, I like that. Katie keeps very good records.
I'm gonna try.
That's important, keeping good records of what you do when you do it.
I'm a little
Because I
pithy,
know
but
that if I write it down, I'll never look at it again.
You know,
If I write it down
exactly.
by hand,
Yeah,
I'll
oh,
never
you
look
will.
at it
Well,
again.
digitalize it. Oh,
Digitalized, I
Yeah.
haven't
Dig it.
really,
Everything's digital.
everything when I write it down in my own handwriting, I just go, oh yeah, I know that.
Where'd that come from?
That's a pitch lap where
I
we're
thought it was
making
a
a
pipe.
pitch. Yeah,
Perfect.
a briar
Pipe.
pipe. Yeah. What are you putting in that pipe?
I don't think you want to smoke it.
in your pipe and smoke it, huh?
you wanna smoke that.
Oh, Fran, let's before we pull it out,
Yeah.
let's make sure we have that marked so next time we can just pop it in and it'll be right. Right?
Oh, for the,
Yeah. Index. Alright, so now if you pull your mirror out, next time hopefully we'll go right back to 0, because we're gonna put another mirror
how do
in.
you know,
Well,
Katie's washing off her
Then we'll start
mirror
over.
right now, keeping it clean. She also keeps excellent records as to what she's done and when she's done it. A very
At least
important
we know
element.
that we have a mark now for our read. Good.
Okay, so now we're going to be pouring Keith's pitch lap. We've heated up the pitch to the appropriate point where it's melted but not boiling. And we're now going to be taking out the substrate, the dental stone substrate. We've got the mirror, which is not polished out, and looking through it you can see it's clearly not polished out. It's got a ways to go yet, unfortunately. He's been polishing this for a long time. We're going to pour pitch onto the dental stone substrate, which has been heating for about 10 minutes, so it's nice and warm. The mirror has been heating for about 10 or 12 minutes, so it's, well, for actually about half hour, so it's nice and warm. It's an appropriate temperature. Do we have tape? Masking tape? Oh, okay, go. We've got masking tape. We've got some thicker cerium. I like this. This
Was
is
it too high for you?
probably a lot better than what we've been
We
using.
have it high because of Fran's big mirror. You can lower it, but what's not lower for that? Good?
Oh, that feels, oh, good. What I want you to do, Keith, is I want you to take this tape and build a dam around the outside of your tool. Oh, this is good. This is good.
I'm not within the concrete line. I think watermelon's a good description.
Yeah, give you, I want this to be about 3/8 of an inch thick, so that's fine.
What I see
That works really well.
when we're inside the use of curvature.
Get the bubbles out, because the pitch will fall down through the bubbles, so make sure you get the bubbles out.
I've had.
Okay, that's good. Just keep going around.
One student who came off the polishing pad film. I don't think you're done, but so if it was a sphere, inside and outside would be straight.
Need a bigger
And
strip?
if it was a
That's
parallel
fine. However you want to do it, however you're comfortable, as long as the important thing is we've got a dam that's going to hold. I personally would go all the way around, but there's, you know, there's many ways to make a pitch lap as there are people making them, so you're not doing anything wrong.
So inside it would be really sharp this way and outside would be sharp that way. The other thing I see on your mirror is the actual tips, put just a little bit more than the rest of the thing. At the very end, yeah, in either way, so when you're outside they hook more outwards, and that's a gross exaggeration. Inside they hook more in.
So this is how it was done before those mats?
Use the
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it. This is a perfectly acceptable way. This is how I used to make all my pitch laps.
There are people that still make them that way.
Dick Parker? Yeah, absolutely. It's completely acceptable. There are people that don't like the mats
Yeah.
for the wrong reasons. And that's, no, he won't. And that's fine. Everybody has their own way of doing it.
I'm gonna come this way.
Now, one of the things we're going to have to worry about when he pours this is because we've got a curved surface, a concave surface, and it's going to be convex, there will be an air bubble that appears in the middle, and you're going to have to press down. We're going to pour the pitch, then we're going to put a dent in the pitch so that the air bubble has a place to escape to. Okay. All right, and then you're going to press it down hard. And between the two of us, we'd probably put about 400 pounds on it.
Normal stroke.
Ready?
When you're ready.
Was the normal
Ray is getting the pitch now. He's going to pour it onto the
or was it just to add more
substrate. This is good, it's 55. We want to get about 3/8 of an inch thick. He's pouring it from the center out to the edge. A little more.
We're usually oblating this stuff, so yeah, you might have written
looks really, really nice, I like
Right
that.
on the edge is a bit of a turn up edge.
That's a good looking,
Yeah.
that's a good looking floor. Okay, thank you, Ray.
No, I'm sure you got that.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let it set up a little bit.
Mostly, if I write it down as soon
It's
as
there,
it
right,
happens,
yeah.
and if not, then it gets a little fuzzy.
So, which prayer is this kind of parabola? Really?
Yeah, we've gone about as deep as we can go, and this is really good. One of the things we typically want to do, and we know this is level, but you want to take a bullet level
Yeah, so
to make sure that
you should take a look at
your
it.
pit stop's gonna be
I'm gonna put your mirror anywhere.
level. I know that this is going to be fine with that, so we're good.
Um, how are you?
And we have one of our oldest, most faithful members has just walked in. Winter, here, Winter. Here, boy. Atta boy. He's a dog. All dog. Does dogs go, Winter? You, sir, are a dog. John Martin, the site manager's dog.
Yeah, okay, so
Where's John?
If you've done fine grinding.
Get some water.
Yeah, oh, they already know. Oh, good, I'll shut up then. You always got pitch and melts. So, how do we figure out which gravel are different, right? So we could do it focal testing.
Now, how do you get the
zonal
channels in there?
testing with the micrometer.
They're gonna- Yeah, with this. There's another way to do it also. The way I normally do it is I'll take an aluminum strip, heat it up with a torch, and then
There's another way.
press the channels in.
Okay, so you put this in when it's somewhat warm still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. This doesn't have cork on the back, does it, Ray?
So, as soon as they're done.
Just louver up, should be fine.
Put the raw smell on, and you should have straight.
So we're gonna go basically like this.
And you
Okay,
can tell
I'm just
how
waiting
close
till
this
it's-
gravel is to your gravel pad, and what curve you see within. So I have had one person, one of my time questions came off the question stand. I think this one might be a little sharp, you might be a little hyperpowered.
Yeah,
Let's just get a little,
And for this.
get a little of this cerium on your,
So I'll be back.
on this right now, because we're about ready to,
Okay, so just pour it right on.
yeah, just pour it right on.
We all want to take
Just do it.
That's right, we can all look, yeah.
That's fine. And what I want you to do is just, from the center out, press in, okay? Go ahead. Press that down.
Right down to the bottom?
Absolutely.
Right?
You pull it out. Make a mess, that's okay. Probably have to wait a few more minutes and do it again.
Okay.
This is what, the 13th ring of hell
No worries.
in the Inferno?
If you say so,
Where
then.
the usurers and politicians went?
Right.
In Dante's Inferno?
Dante's Inferno, yeah. Like I say, that like I'm super patient, so like I'm pretty much not fazed by anything.
Yeah, wouldn't be phased by yet, it's just still a little premature. Well, this stuff feels good. It's not terribly hot either.
No, it's not. I was surprised.
About 140 degrees, it cools down fairly quickly.
Yes, get rid of the pits.
See how it fills back in?
Yeah, it's flowing.
It's still flowing.
Did you left it inside, right?
Yep.
Probably even can flow a little bit when it's solid form, I'd imagine.
Yeah, actually, I
You
think
left it like angled for a while.
pitch, I believe, is considered to be a very, very viscous liquid
It's been on my things to do list.
at
for a
room
decade.
temperature.
Yeah.
It's so much easier if you did a camera, we could all look at it together and talk about it. Yeah, it's great when you can do it. We were able to do it.
Yeah, if you experimented to like leave it tilted for like a month or two and see what happens.
Oh, if you just leave it sitting
It's so much easier
for a month
to
or
all
two
do
with
the
something
same
that's
thing.
thick on without having some support around it, it will flow over the edges.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you leave it tilted, it'll just be a disaster. I've seen it many, many, many times. And once that happens, just report.
Yeah. Similar to if you leave it like in a hot car, right?
Yeah.
Outside radius temperature and flip the opposite way.
but you'll never get it back, just reform.
Were you pretty close?
That happens.
That thing has some weight to it, huh? Is it because of the
dude.
magnets?
Yeah, it's because of it's got the magnets, it's also got something stiff in there, so then it doesn't protect the screen. But, yeah, and that's.
Now, as the Google's number goes up or down, what happens?
The
Is it
lower numbers are softer pitch.
okay?
It's
So
pretty uniform on the inside and the outside.
There's a rule of thumb some people use and other people strictly eschew, and that is
In the middle,
the
but not on the
temperature, the pitch should be, the number of the Google should be close to the temperature of the room that you're gonna be working in. I don't necessarily buy that rule,
I don't buy that myself.
but I do like a softer pitch when I'm polishing.
It's my smartphone.
And
that's
figuring
not-
because it's
my
more
smartphone is
compliant.
not a phone, because my phone is not a smartphone.
Try it again.
I can take this one here with a satchel.
about there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Exactly.
I can't type on the smartphone.
You need the new tablet.
I need the big tablet to type, so it's my smartphone.
You need the new tablet.
Pull it. There we go. There we go, that's good.
Pull it right up.
Yeah, just pull it up.
No.
Don't be shy.
Slowest XP computer in the world. You can't make fun of your phone.
Ah, you're on XP.
Let's just get this out of here.
Isn't it funny how long that is?
Probably a good time to take the tape off now. Hold on, still too soft.
That's why it's grabbing on.
We're close though, we wanna get it before it
so
gets
am I.
too terribly cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then what we'll do is, press this in, put a lot of cerium on your mirror, and press it in so that it takes a shape.
Now, why don't you go, or is it because of the air bubble? Why don't you go straight across like this?
I guess you could.
Could you do a huge bigger? Could you try to make sure of it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Get some pictures. That way we can talk about it.
This is how you take it off, okay? Quick jerks.
The best.
You are the best.
Get it all off there, but you just get it started. Just wait a couple seconds more. I don't want to go too much longer because I really don't want it to.
No, it's almost to the point.
Yeah, we're ready to take over.
Should look like. So we put in.
See how it's pulling the edge up?
Yeah.
So it's
So you got your A-ish mirror and your radius of curvature, and this is the number of lines per inch on the
It didn't,
and ISO 30.
it didn't adhere to the blank.
And that has this
We'll give it some time, it will.
So this is inside focus, a little less, this is kind of like that focus, and then this is pulling away. So this
No,
is where
it's
it's
pulling away.
fans
Yeah, this is why I use a mat.
Picture we can compare, but
Yeah.
I think your
Okay,
hands
it's-
are a little sharper than that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at your drawing.
I pulled
See,
right off.
looking at yours, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think maybe
So that was a
picture
nice
you might
attempt,
wanna
but it didn't
add
quite work the way we
Would you
hoped.
glare one of the glass ones out of there?
Get more like this.
glass.
Glass tool?
Out of that box, there should be some.
This box right here?
Yeah.
Tells you exactly how, if you use the micrometer and a long one, and you were trying to match this exactly for each
They're in-
station.
This here?
No, it's a little bit big.
There's this mat here.
Here, look.
But if people do this here, not necessarily develop it. But I like that this is a tool that you and I do what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And
What I do is,
hers are a little, oh yeah, good. Put her up, put her
apparently
up.
the faucet on the other side of the building does work, so I can take it over there and wash it off.
Okay, just with water or?
Just with water's fine.
Yeah, okay.
That's already been, pitched or whatever else, just get some use of
Make
some
this a
water on it.
little sharp, and then there's a.
So what's the plan? We're gonna put the pitch on this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. That's guaranteed, and we'll use a mat rather than,
We think
Oh,
they're just
it's-
gonna wash over that.
Rather than the other.
Before it's-
Yours up here is washing. So now we'll fire up. Oh, Tom could probably do this math thing, so I don't even know what math is.
Meanwhile, Ray, Katie, and Tom are looking at the computer screen that has Jay. Jay, Katie, and Tom are looking at a computer screen
So this is
where Jay has a program that shows what Rocky lines would be for various radii mirrors.
88.3, right? So if you jot this down, your
Reed
Ross
is polishing his mirror.
is
And over in the corner, a late arrival who was
70.
working yesterday as a kayaker in Maryland, Andy Witkowski, and from Pennsylvania, is working on fine grinding his mirror. So we've got him hidden in a corner so he doesn't contaminate the rest of them.
Honestly, what it gives is so what did you say, 70 and 3/4, right? So what that means, oh, we are gonna move them on 4 frame.
What's the matter, Frank?
Why, I know, okay, 70, so right now we're at radius of curvature. And what we're gonna do is make a null using a convex lens. So, the light will pass through the lens, hit your mirror, and it'll come back, and instead of coming back to radius of curvature, it's like a radius of focus. So, we know for your radius of the parameter you want, we need 70, 75 inches from the plane.
That's not a plan.
So what we're gonna do, index in the same place for the frame. So I'm gonna have you remove your mirror back and forth.
What substrate were you at?
This is taped, so it's safe to,
I would go an hour
you
with
can come
whatever
this
you
way,
were
I don't
at.
think you'll have to.
Show me again.
This is taped, so it's safe to put.
I don't want to touch it, but just show me what you have. I'm working with all sorts of polishers today.
Until we're exactly 70 and 3/4.
Do you have the grit that you were using?
I don't even have any of it that I was using for weeks.
Okay.
So, alright, so now go right.
That's we got.
To your right,
French.
should I go to the right?
Step into my office.
Go a little more. Alright, now, I hold you and you go really slow.
Reed?
Against me, go really slow.
You had lent Andy some grit.
So, should I
last
warm
time.
this
Do you
up
remember what
some?
grade that was?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know, should I get it cleaner than that or?
Just make sure it's dry.
15, 9, and 5. I don't
Five.
know what.
Okay, thank you. That's what I needed to know.
You use some pine, what size?
We'll just see if we have any in here.
I mean, I got it all.
I got a bunch in here too, friends.
Do you have some 5?
Yeah.
If we could borrow that, yeah, I'm sure we'd appreciate it. You got some 5 in here? Hold on a minute, oh,
Get some 9, here's 5.
no, Reed's got some marked up already, so we're good, Ray, thank you.
Alright, so they might keep that just a sec, because we're gonna do the whole laser beam.
Reed, thank you very much, appreciate that.
I don't know how much is in there, but you know, we can always.
We've got some more in here if necessary.
No.
Yeah, that. I guess that's the plan, that, so he's gonna try something thicker, see if it makes a difference.
There's some additional 5. Public gifts, help yourself, consider a $5 donation to Mirror Class, please. Okay, that's what it says. So have you cleaned up your, the tool?
The glass tool?
Glass tool.
Yeah, I showed it to Ray and he said it was good. I
So you're
mean,
heating it up right now?
it's heating up over there, yeah.
Okay, very good. Very good.
So it's not perfectly clean in my mind, but he said it's good enough.
It doesn't have to be perfectly clean. You served us well. Put it over here for now.
Now, on the glass, the pitch will typically adhere better. Is that?
Dramatically,
Yeah.
dramatically.
What's the reason for using the dental stone? It's just cheaper?
Cheap.
Yeah, okay.
So are we.
Yeah.
And, you know, and either one is fine. I personally wouldn't spend any time on a dental stone
Yeah.
substrate. I would use glass and only glass, so I can use it over and over again.
That first mirror, I started on my own. I hit a wall, hence here I am. But that's what I used. Is I used like two pieces of glass. Just one of them gone into being a mirror,
Right.
and that was my tool for grinding.
2 Pyrex?
Yeah,
You
and
bought it
then
from Woodland Bell?
yep, and then I used that. Eventually, I poured my own pitch.
Right.
Started to polish, and but I did it right on the glass. So
Which is fine. That's how I did. I've done many mirrors like that.
yeah.
The thing
Except
about
if you
the,
lose the second piece, you could make another mirror out of that, I guess.
well, except that you can always make a mirror out of it anyway.
That's true. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
In fact, if you were really lazy about it, you could send it out to Newport Glass in California, ask them to generate a curve on it, and they would for cheap.
It was right there though.
And then you've got a, you know, at least a roughed-in curve down to 40 micron, and you're ready to go. Send it out a week and a half, 2 weeks later, you've got it back with a roughed-in curve. They're very good at that. There's all sorts of interesting tools that can be used. I've got a curve generator of my own.
Well, I know Junie Esslinger, and I know he's working with a high school student maybe 7, 8 years ago. And I know what he did. He told the student to go out in the field and get a rock, nice smooth like rock, and he had him start like doing the rough grinding with like a smooth rock, and then he switched him over I think to a tool later on.
What I use sometimes is a plumbing fixture.
Yeah.
A plumbing, I forget what you call it, but in any event, there are all sorts of things you can use. End cap, thank you, an end cap.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
An end cap. Or not even an end cap, sometimes I use a different type. It looks like the base of one of these lamps up here.
Yes.
And I'll just screw a pipe
Oh,
in.
we can see it.
You know, that's an acceptable way. When you're roughing things out, there's a lot of tricks you can use.
Yeah.
Probably the best way is just to use a tool, just to use a curve generator or send it out to somebody who has one.
What's a curve generator now?
It's an interesting tool. It's a rotary tool. It's got a rotary disc on top, and depending on the angle and how the optic comes up, it'll generate a curve of various radii.
Okay. And it's machine run essentially.
It's machine run, yeah.
Okay.
And something that would take you 3 weeks to do by hand can be done in 5 minutes. Yeah. It's an interesting tool.
Are there any disadvantages to that, or?
Not
I know.
particularly. I mean, you lose out on all the experience of rough grinding by hand.
Yeah. Okay.
But beyond
Because I know
that,
at some point, like you couldn't polish with the machine really. I mean, you can, I think, but
you can polish, you can't really figure.
you can't.
In my
figure.
opinion. I know
Okay.
people that swear by them. They're more skillful than I am.
Yeah.
Are there the wooden holders around?
The cleats.
I saw some in there.
Yeah.
They're in with the sharpening stones,
Oh,
little dish pan.
Farm has a really strict cancellation policy because of that.
Find it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, because somewhere I read, I don't know if it was in Text or wherever I read it, but randomness is generally good when you're like polishing.
When you're rough grinding and
Rough
polishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but however, yeah, it is. There's no question about it. And tools do not lend themselves to randomness. You know, machines don't lend themselves to randomness, but
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It really isn't. Nothing you can't fix
When it's
fairly
like middle
readily.
school,
Yeah.
upper middle school.
And I know people have, you know, completely figured, you know, figured and polished mirrors on machines.
I wonder, have you heard of people like, you know, setting up like a computer program to do like a random number
Yes, I have.
generator? Okay.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Dennis Resch from, he's an engineer in California, very nice man, came up with a design for something he calls the Mirror-O-Matic. And there's 3 different levels. There's the 12, the 20, and the big. And there's actually a Yahoo group devoted to the Mirror-O-Matic,
Huh, okay.
where it's a very nice machine. It's wood,
close?
I don't use it because I do things by hand, but it's certainly an acceptable and a very good machine.
Yeah.
Probably costs $300 to $400 to actually build one,
So,
and the time it takes to build one, I've always thought I can finish a mirror in the time it takes to build one.
Yeah.
straight lines. Let's see if
Yeah.
we can
No,
get some-
it didn't seem too long to like, you know,
We can get a couple pictures.
when I made this mirror, when I stayed with it, it didn't take that long to like actually like finish even the fine grinding.
Well, I will
Yeah.
take a picture of this.
You know, spend like 4 or 5 hours on it over, you know, a week or two, and things happen pretty quick.
They do, they really do. I mean, quick is a relative term. Nothing good happens quick in an optic shop.
Yeah.
You know, but and anything that happens quick in an optic shop is typically not good. And the third corollary is the worst sound you can ever hear in an optic shop is clink.
Right.
That's not a good sound.
Yeah.
All right, well let's see how this is. I think, do we have pitch melted now, Ray?
No, what I'll do is I'll
Melting.
take a photo
Okay.
of something.
When I reused the stuff from,
You
gotta check to see how it's-
Let's take a look, see how
Picture
it
of
looks.
like
How she's
floor or
doing.
something in between, so I know the difference between mine and yours and tassels and different tassels.
It's doing. Let's get this in here.
So Andy's pitch slapping too?
Then they
I
do
think he's
more,
gonna find grind for
We're
a
gonna
while.
do more
Yeah.
5.
At one
Are we gonna
Are
pitch
you
that
the one that
today,
needed
though,
the
or
No,
5?
put the mirror in there. I want to keep
I'm gonna do 5
as
now.
warm as reasonably
5,
possible
yeah.
for as long as
We
reasonably
weren't
possible.
charging him for 5, were we?
What we're going to do now, just for a process,
Did you find some?
is we're going to take the mirror, we're going to put the mirror here, we're going to put the pitch slap mat on top of the mirror
So you're gonna use the
for the
5 wet
pitch
or dry?
into the mat,
I don't know, I think he's using.
and then put the
the
glass tool on top.
Okay. Then we'll press it or just leave it.
We'll press it down a little bit, but not too bad, not too much.
Yeah.
And then we'll leave it, and when we're done and it warms up a little bit, we will peel the pitch slap mat off, and you should have a fairly decent
So you're gonna wanna clean
pitch.
that mat.
Now, is that one of the ones that needs the lap release?
I don't know, that's not mine.
Let me take a look. This one is one that requires a lap release, and we don't have a lap release here, so I've got a brand new one that I bought not too long ago from Kevin McCarthy at Perfect Pitch in my trunk, because everybody should drive around with a pitch slap
I
mat in
think
their
so.
trunk. It's
I think you should.
required.
You have one with you today?
A brand new one.
Awesome! Let's
God-
get it dirty.
God bless America.
We're so glad you're here.
What are you doing, what?
It's not in all this stuff?
I think I brought it home.
That would make sense. I mean, you're working on something at home that might need it. Don't you have 2 or?
I got 2, yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see, did you draw or are we
No,
gonna
I
show?
was gonna, yeah.
I'm seeing, overcorrection, so our prediction based on, that first one was corrected. So, it's a little hyperbolic. So, I don't know if you wanna go just a little farther, you could make a Richie Cushy on that.
But then you gotta do a hyperbolic side.
Keith? Yeah, a little harder. Concave
I feel like the north end of Southbound Mule. I took it out of the car the other day and didn't load it back up.
Ooh, that's your best
We'll
shot
use this one.
yet.
Well, we just do the old
But
fashioned.
see, when I see it
No.
like this, I say you're so
It didn't
close to
work.
being
Let's not play with it.
Oh,
Let's
I
just
did
get it.
work with that.
I'm sorry?
With a porcelain tool there, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's very nice. You should think of, or you should send it to her.
And I will now take pictures of the floor
Awesome,
in between, so I know which one's which.
So this is Catherine?
Now, what's a release agent?
You can use a serial if you wish.
Here.
Yeah, Syrian. It's just something that will keep the lap from adhering,
No, that wouldn't matter.
the map from adhering to the pitch. And we can use Syrian. They usually use some alcohol soap-based mixture. Jay, I lied. I didn't bring it. I took it out of the car the other day,
I
cleaning
won't
up the
make any
trunk.
comments on your profession.
Thank you. Hey, I owned up. I owned up.
That's right. Those are awesome, thank you. Maybe this is is what we should do instead of fussing around with video. Just take some pictures.
What picture you take?
This is.
Oh, I like that.
It's on the Ross.
Yeah.
Right off the polishing pad.
Wow.
No figuring.
That looks, those lines look awfully straight.
Pretty close. So the big dilemma though is that horrifying.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those two lemmas.
Is that my dilemma?
You said dilemma, that's two, right?
That's also bad. Yeah, that's also good. That's Greek,
It's a diorama.
actually, diorama comes from a different root.
Yeah, you're right. 'Cause that should be a triorama.
He's a linguist now too.
Isn't that etymology?
7 years of Latin.
Really?
My little brother is becoming a linguistics major. Latin.
So you know we gotta ask. Catholic school?
Nope.
No!
Willingly. My high school offered it, and I took it. And then I
That's
took it in
rigorous.
college, and
Yeah.
we did, in high school, my senior year, we did the Aeneid. From straight Virgilian Latin. And then we also did Cicero, which is very different. There are two very different styles there. Cicero is very exact. His grammar structure is very exact. He wants to. He wants you to basically know exactly what he's saying when he's saying stuff. Because he was, in order. And then Virgil was very flowery, and so
Okay.
with the Latin, because word order doesn't matter, case does, but word order doesn't matter. You could have like a 6-line long sentence, where the last word in the sentence goes with the word in the middle of the sentence.
He's gonna keep
Because
going.
last time I got a bunch of pictures of everybody but me.
Don't get me started.
It's like you're never
Don't ever
here.
get me
The
started.
cameraman's
Something
never
I
present.
Never present, yeah, exactly. So the female in my life
So
says,
your lines up here are full of
you weren't there, there's no picture of you.
Awesome, yeah.
Right.
We're talking a lot about music.
Yeah.
Not quite, but
Keep them up to date on
that's the
all
female
these
mind.
sequestering science. Yeah, good. Good. How many people work there? Or are you still looking? I haven't seen,
That's probably where, like, image
better
credit
appearance
comes from.
In the pictures than I did in here. You gotta look.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's an artifact of
Oh, how the camera?
sure, yeah, something like
How
that. But that's
sensitive
what
Better
it
than I
is.
thought. This is,
I don't know that, how sensitive were they planted?
it's the critical question.
I was gonna work that out sometime.
Yeah. Oh, the little program can show you that number if you want.
Serium?
to show it to you. So he's asking, how critical is that spacing? And the answer
Careful,
is,
isn't this
how
one
well
practicing?
did Hubble work?
Yeah, I
the
saw
first
that.
time?
It's just-
Their null corrector is 27 elements and -1. But the spacing error in this text is going to be disastrous.
Less than a millimeter, right?
Yeah. No.
This Hubble?
Quarter.
Hubble.
Hubble, yeah.
It was
But
like
for
a
us,
millimeter or
quarter
something.
inch. Yeah. Because we're just making travel.
Yeah.
You're gonna wanna,
Nothing fancy.
Launch it.
not a heavy coat, but you
Yeah,
still
we
want
don't
some
have-
Syrian one under to help it
So
pop off.
the dilemma, we have this pretty close
That's a lot.
catalog, probably the equal of most Chinese scripts that are sold nowadays. They're very good nowadays. The old days of buying commercial scripts are not over. So this is already a good catalog to use and can't let that edge. And we were talking about that's just simple math, just simple geometry.
They sell or Kevin sold a spray-on lap release, mold release. The guy who came up with this is a fellow New Hampshireite. Kevin McCarthy.
Bakes them in his oven in his kitchen.
Nice guy, I like him.
You ever try to sell you some real estate?
No, does he sell real estate too?
Yeah, down in like the Bahamas or something like that.
Really?
You can reminisce at the pictures.
You're gonna be here soon, Andy.
Yeah, I'm just looking at.
Good.
You good?
Okay, I think we're good to go.
So grab your mirror.
Okay. Now Ray's gonna come and pour the pitch
Once we get going, I'll
onto the mat, and then we're going to place, you're gonna place the you know, on top of the pitch. You want to know where the edges are. So you've got an edge right here, you know, and
Yeah, 3 years in
it's got to go pretty much like that, okay?
I did the 5, and then we had to do
So
80s, and I've learned
pretty much
a lot
1,
about
2,
the weight.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Plus
one
you just had
here.
a chance to equalize
You
it.
see what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
just to get yourself oriented.
Yep.
Don't back up.
Okay. Behind you.
Where are we at?
Goes out to here, over to here.
So,
What's the description?
smooth, decent
There you go.
parabola with the wicked turned on edge.
Yep.
Is that a New England term?
Wicked
is.
what wicked is, yeah. It's not a real word.
Can't get there from here.
I thought there was a Broadway play.
Well, there is, but there's
Over here.
also like dove is not a word. It's a New England colloquialism.
Dove?
Dove, yeah. Proper word is dived. I dived into the water.
Oh, okay.
From Tibbin?
Good. Now let's get you going here, okay?
Okay, so should this go on?
It's
Yep.
good now.
Watch your fingertips because she's hot.
Not too hot. It won't kill you. Pretty much. I'm just feeling it.
She's not centered, right?
No, it's not actually. It's pretty good.
You gotta be careful of that. You don't want.
Not too much
don't wanna-
regularity.
See if the red, or the
Okay, now let's
light
check.
flashes into the green light.
You just walk away.
Okay, so now we've
Are we
just
doing
placed
another one
the
today, or-
glass
How far is it along?
substrate
Andy,
on
were you
the
doing a pitch
pitch.
for you today?
Andy's at 5 right now, and he's got about an hour of 5 to go, and then he's going to be ready for a pitch lap.
Okay, so I'll pop out a letter.
He just came over to observe because he knows he's next.
You make it sound like a bad thing then.
Pitch is its own. Now let's just leave it sitting for 5 or 10 minutes. This is not as critical as with the tape. Okay, this is much more simple. So let's let it sit and hit and harden.
Don't have to.
Now when I do begin polishing again,
Right.
am I gonna want the mirror on top when I'm polishing, or?
Depends what you're doing. Right now, when you're just polishing, we discussed that because we're just trying to do something different.
Yeah.
Thus, obviously,
I would say let's just go back to the mirror on top with the new cerium, the thicker cerium.
So this here.
I don't know if it's thick enough. No, this is water. We'll get you something.
Okay.
Well, it's settled down a bit too.
Yeah, I see, but not that much. We'll get you something. We'll get you squared away with some thicker cerium. And I mean, you're a big, strong boy, so let's just.
Cool. You did it.
Okay, let's give it a few minutes.
You did a perfect.
Perfect. It's not perfect.
Oh! Hey, why don't I come over here?
Oh.
Spider build a nest.
And we have Katie once again engaged in
White spots.
observing the text row notes and taking notes as to her mirror. Her mirror is coming along really well, except it's a little bit faster than she wanted it, but we're real happy with the progress. I'm sorry?
And it has a really bad turn down edge.
And it's a wicked turn down edge.
Wicked turn
wicked.
down edge.
I understand that you Red Sox fans use that word a lot.
Yes, we do.
What I should have did was super
Yeah.
Now does
Well, I
that
liked the 7th inning last night.
does wicked sound like a strange term to you?
Yes.
Where you're from? Yeah.
Yes, it sounds like a very, although I noticed yesterday, I heard a radio commercial where somebody was using that term. And it, you know, that's just not a New York term.
I grew up with it, so.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah.
That's how I just do it. With something like, if you look online, there's like really well thought out ways of doing it that are much more scientific and so.
And it's not a race, as you know. Right.
But I find that just using my fingertips with the Dove and distilled water, just because my water isn't that good where I live.
What clean buckets?
You do.
Who's gonna work? Talk to Andy from
So I worked at an optics lab.
Oh, here you go. This is the word right here.
Yeah, so you wanna use, we use Bakelocks, which is a very mild abrasive, I forget what the version that we use. Bakelocks at 3 times, with rinsing it with, and giving it a water wipe with a very fine, Q1, in between each. And then we use whatever our detergent was, it takes a big offset that we use some product, we let it rinse for
Yeah, I would,
like 3 minutes.
channel on
And,
microfast.
we had like a chamber, it looked like that, except it had hoses on the inside. with,
Oh,
like,
my
right
God.
there.
that'll be
And this was in like a clean room, so we got very fussy, but we were making production grading for, actual applications, we got a lot of product for our silver.
There's only a 16-inch mirror in a telescope, but a spider dropped
So
on
where'd
it.
you find the map?
It was donated.
Went to the bathroom.
Oh, buggy spider.
Doug Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least it didn't lay eggs.
Somehow he was living under there.
Yeah, when I cleaned,
So I got some white spots.
not professional cleaning stuff, I'd use mild detergent and alcohol. But see if you can just, like, if it's all dry, you can get like, you know, little waster, bulbs that you use for babies when you get the snot out of their nose. Take one of those and just push air on it, see if that'll brush it off. And then if that doesn't work, you might try a wipe with an alcohol wipe and then a clean water wipe. Detergent is like last.
Quite honestly, I would wait until it's pretty much hardened at this
Because
point.
it wrecks the clean.
And alcohol.
Yeah, you've got a ways to go yet with this.
Not as much.
Yeah, just let it be.
I shouldn't even be watching it.
What happens to a pot? What, pot never
Yeah,
boils?
detergent,
That's
don't
right,
put it
there.
if you're- Unless you're really, careful in wiping the detergent off, if you're gonna get spotting, and the spotting from the detergent might be worse than the spotting from the
Maybe just try water first.
Good.
Yeah.
No,
And if you can't get counterwipes.
got a ways to go.
Use counterwipes because they're, like, these leave fibers all over the place. But this is, it's not huge, you know,
Probably our science room might have those.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
But the penalty is that they don't leave dust and they don't leave fibers as much. Yeah, paper towels leave fibers like crazy. Okay, fibers all this.
I can't believe he did that to me when I pulled that plastic cover off.
Yeah, let's cover it.
Yeah.
So let's have some secret sauce.
Katie,
For it.
may I borrow your pen for a moment? Sure. Oh, is that a, all right. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and slap your tool on.
It's 13th, right?
Yes.
And then, so you probably heard me telling Tom before, we've been so random. Random is good, it kind of erases any systematic errors. Now we're gonna try to systematically introduce error. Except we have this condition. And the cure is kind of a poison pill. Yeah. So the first, and the reason that one is because the first thing I do is make sure you have really good contact. And you do, so you don't have to spend any time pressing this. But what I would do is, after each little session we do, just do a hand press and, you know, count a minute or something. Just because we're gonna deform the mirror on purpose.
And we wanted to form this.
Right, the pitch has to follow.
So there's
we're
like a
gonna try
work session
classic,
and business
and
meeting
just
next
hope it
week.
works.
Is it next week?
What his picture was with the black hand, white hand, he's offset, come right over here. He's offset
yeah,
about,
yeah.
your edge is probably only up to there.
Pretty much just I'm here and someone's here every weekend.
And unfortunately, we can't
Yeah.
fill it in, we have to.
If I
take
just
the
showed up
dots
like in the
around
morning or
off.
something, you'd probably put me to
So,
work on something.
the way I visualize
Oh, yes.
this work is that the edge
Oh, yes.
collapses.
Please feel free to show up and work next Saturday.
So,
Is it next Saturday?
It
if we
is.
scrub right here. then
That's
we
why
can
we're doing this
tools
today,
to
because I wasn't allowed to do it during a work,
Yeah.
That's what he's
work
doing.
session, because we need to
You
help
make
get ready
the
for
knife
convention.
work harder when you're cutting vegetables by pushing
And
back.
there's not a lot of work to do, I
So
mean,
hand on
for
that
anybody.
and go
Tom
really
Spirok,
sharp.
who is one of our
To-
senior members, been here forever. We don't see him at meetings, that's just because he's too busy actually doing work on site. Today he was cleaning up the yard, the road right up to the pink clubhouse, cutting things, you know, the guy's just works continually.
Yeah.
Gets an awful lot of work
You know,
done,
I say
and a very nice man.
visualize this cutting edge
John
is
Martin's our
working,
site
but
manager.
unfortunately,
He
the
shows
whole
up on
thing is-
Saturdays also pretty much, and
Actually,
during the week.
Probably
So, you know, look for either of them and ask them what to do, and
We'll
they'll
try
put you to
this.
work. We're glad to have it.
A image of your caliber.
Project going on this
Very
circuit,
frustrating to get rid of.
There's some progress. Dave Proughton's done some work on that,
Which is what,
but it's not done yet. It's got a ways to go yet.
Have fun. Accented pressure.
Yes.
That's Boston accent.
Find it? Yep. Oh, good, yeah? How's it look? You got this down to the sun.
Oh.
We made a little progress and we didn't hurt the sensor at all.
That's not done yet?
So let's double what you did. Oh, that's right, we didn't have to look, yeah. Let's double what you did. It was 5 turns around and only the 3 strokes in the center. So let's do 10 or 15.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah. I'm glad you got that lined up. You got any laser buddy system or anything?
Once you get it halfway there,
Yeah.
whichever point,
Yeah,
it's
right.
just a little bit of adjust here, a little bit of adjust there.
Sounds good.
Lost mine.
Everything I did with the physics paid off.
It did, awesome, yeah.
It took me 3 times to pass that test. And, our physics teacher leave. So I'm
Did you get it, Andy?
yeah, it worked out great.
Yeah.
You're a physics teacher now?
Yeah,
Dynamite.
and our physics teacher is leaving, so I'm gonna slide into his position now. So it all worked out perfect.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It was like my favorite school, my favorite class in high school was physics.
That was my favorite class in high school and college.
Yeah, college. The college I went to, I didn't graduate initially. New Mexico Institute of Mining Technology. To graduate from there now, you must have, I think, 2 semesters of calculus-based physics. If you want an English degree, you have to graduate. You have to have 2 semesters of calculus-based physics.
Good luck. I knew 2 English majors in my entire time in college who could conceive of calculus.
My daughter graduated from State University of New York at Binghamton with an English degree, and she could absolutely do calculus. She's one of those people. Unfortunately, she worked for me. Unfortunately, yesterday was the last day. She's moved on, but she's a bright girl, my Ann. But where we live, there are no boys. So she's going to Binghamton and then back to Texas in
Yeah,
September.
accounting is stupid.
What?
Tedious.
Sorry.
It's tedious.
Accounting is very tedious stuff. I've got, listen, I was a CPA, I have an MBA in taxation.
That Donald Trump one came up with a double system there.
What was his name? I know who you're talking about.
Father,
The Italian guy.
yeah, the wherever it was some beer or whatever, he had the accounting, you know.
Yeah.
Ins and outs.
I mean, it works really well. I'm excellent. I'm a very good accountant, but it is dull as can be. It is dull as the day is long.
Yeah, I had a year in high school and I remember, it wasn't hard, but it was just like boring and tedious.
It is.
Credit.
Debit's by the doors, credit by the windows. Debit means left, credit means right. That's all it means. Where you put something. Take any other meaning away from it.
They didn't do a second test.
Right.
It depended on the one test they used.
Let it go.
Great thing about a business degree is I don't have to use that. They have accountants.
There you go.
They've got the primary and the tertiary are all.
Now, what exactly do you do? I know you're on the road a fair amount. Sales.
You sell roofing supplies, right?
Anyway, but they did 3 different tests.
And how many days a week are you usually on the road?
I spend an average 3 nights a week in a hotel.
A while, I forget what,
But I travel all 5 days.
That's a lot of time.
It is.
Is it New England or is it beyond that?
No, just doing it, all of it.
But New England's big.
Especially when you get the
Really
county
fascinating
of
how
Maine.
they,
Don't you do some work up in Canada also?
I work for a Canadian company, so I go 4 times a year. I go up here for sales meetings.
Cause you're polishing, not figuring, right?
So you're sort of a New England representative?
Yeah.
Are you ever down in Holland?
If not, that's
We
fine.
gotta get that
It'll slow you down.
machine from Dick.
Yeah.
That circus
So,
grinder.
I'll take the truck that week.
Is it,
What,
Next time you're gonna be down there, give me a call. I'll work it out with Dick, because I know he wants to get it out of his garage.
so something, it's got to be palletized or whatever, right? Or something.
It's not that big.
I don't remember looking at it, so I know
It's-
these guys are flipping out about whatever size.
Counterintuitive.
It's, yeah, they flip out about a lot.
Yeah.
It's not that big.
Oh, yeah, do up and down.
Just you need to go, you know, so that way it doesn't flop around the truck.
We were on top.
Sorry?
We were on top. So we were on
Just
top.
need to have it so that way it doesn't
We knew-
Yeah.
shift around in the truck.
Yeah, you'd tie it down with some straps. The issue is getting it into the truck. It's probably 400 pounds.
Well, I could've, cause he has that
You
in
could
his
bench
garage,
press that, right? Yeah, he's got it in his garage.
I could've sworn he said something about having some sort of beam in his garage
He does. He's got a pretty amazing garage.
that he could block the tackle off. And
Yeah,
so if we could get it off, well,
he can get the 1929 Model A out of there with the two smart. I think he's got one smart car.
Cool.
Yeah, that's not mine. That's the one we had. But you know what?
Did you use anything for release?
Yes, we did. Syria.
Syrian, perfect.
Well, we'll see how perfect it is.
find out.
It works good. I mean, it worked fine until they came up with the new thing, right?
Yeah,
That's why they look like this, the old ones.
they've been ripped apart.
You know, they've been stained. The new ones don't stain.
No, I'm
Probably-
just annoyed that I left it in the house.
Yeah, you should drive around with it.
I was driving around with it for months, and then about 2 weeks ago I took out. I also had a 12.5 inch.
Right, you need a spare tire, you know, your tire iron and.
That pitch loads.
Yeah.
This is a pretty weird project.
So where's your position? Sorry?
I went to his house and picked it up.
Yeah, Dick's
At
got a
my
lot
high
going on.
school,
Right now,
I did
he's
there
people
18
involved with
years.
trains. He's been trained out of Oregon this week.
the fish that guy.
Oh, you touched that car?
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
math.
What's he
Oh,
working
man.
on?
You said some weird, like parabola
Yeah.
or a sphere.
When you open that physics book, it is all
Something that
math.
you got from the military, it's like
Slide
bowl and designing all these weird stuff in.
You know what?
Sometimes physics
an interesting
and
guy.
engineering problems
People
should
say
be
he's
used a lot earlier
gone
so
to this
that
thing, but
Yeah, they tried to sell me some real estate.
get the point of
Timeshare.
what we're trying to teach them.
you can't sell time.
Exactly, I feel like so
That's the
many
rule in bankruptcy.
students,
Nobody wants to buy you time.
they get turned off.
Please don't.
Because that's just.
Why buy used when they buy new?
I buy a new one.
Exactly, why
I
buy it?
find that the most interesting things are
They are.
mathematical. You just gotta
Unless you're selling.
find them, and you gotta have a teacher.
Oh,
who will
what's
let you-
this?
My alumni
Yeah,
page.
it's very-
Oh,
Look how packed that is.
Reed is very, very
You're a
You
quiet.
wanna know something interesting?
Jeez, look how nice that is.
Well, that's how
Well,
it
sure,
is.
we're gonna look at it. You
Three.
wanna look at it?
5 and 82,000.
Hands behind your back.
What do they have in common?
Look at it from a distance. Oh, is that the one you made, Reed?
They're all primes.
Nope.
No.
82,000 is not prime.
This is
It's an even number.
What's the radius?
Those are.
I mean, 3.25.
No one needs to see me.
We'll measure the back.
82,000.
Anything
The
touched.
thing that's really interesting about 82,000 is that it can be written in ones and zeros
Eyeball it.
in base 2, 3,
Well, no, I wanna measure.
Oh, that's right. You wanted to get an exact measurement.
and it's
Just to
the
confirm.
only number
Yeah.
that
No,
can.
you're right. That way you can set your tube up without drilling extra holes. That's a pretty coating.
It's the only number that can be.
Wow.
And then
Who
we
did it?
think there could
Spectrum,
another,
Oh, Spectre.
down in,
you know, like all those.
Was it done on that timing hammer?
Yeah.
I had to nudge him a little bit, it took about 5 weeks.
5 weeks? That doesn't seem bad to me. What did they promise
You know,
him?
once you have.
Well, hold on, before
you
you-
manufacture
30 days.
one
30
base
days.
or
No, that's
another,
about right then. Before you move it, do a
but
tilt
then it
and
has
right
to fit
and
all
left
the other ones.
to get the lasers. Look
So
this
it
way over
becomes,
here. You put the laser right in the center. right?
So how do I
it's a
do that?
really interesting map.
So, whoop. Yeah, good. That's good.
Where do you want it?
That's good.
Close enough?
And let's see if I can find it.
Now, Reed, you're gonna throw that in the telescope and enter it this year, we hope?
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've got the tube and tube rings and, you know, I've got the layout and the focuser and got the spider on order.
We're looking to see you in optical testing.
Yeah,
So if you pull it towards me just very slowly. Wow, you might want to put your finger on top of it. It's really shaking. Okay, hold on a sec. Can you, Reed, take I don't wanna touch it, but I don't think it's square in the thing. Push it back so the back is flat against the. Oh, okay, it is?
I'm not
It
gonna
moved
tell.
so much, I was surprised. Let me see. If
I
it's-
probably, I probably tilted it, so.
let's see. Yeah, you mind check that again with the laser, see if it's,
So what do you want me to show back
to the green LED.
Okay, it's a
Okay,
little high.
Perfect, that's good. Alright, so. Okay, that go in there? Wow, it moves a lot in there. So if you just slowly move towards me and creep so that we don't worry it'll pop out or anything.
Oh yeah, also, the reason why it's 235 is because 2 can be written in only ones and zeros for every base lower than itself. Or rather, in those bases that are lower than itself. 3, same thing.
These T-nuts, I don't know, these T-nuts.
Oh,
So
yeah,
five is,
definitely not the best way to do
You
that.
can go to the base.
Dick actually just uses Dallas.
That number's 82,000?
82,000 can be written in only ones and zeros for base 2, 3, 4,
Okay,
and 5.
that's good.
And I think so.
And then if you
I think
close
maybe
up
6,
the
but
window, we'll see better.
it's the only number that can be that we know of so far.
And for those watching this video, that tells you an awful lot about the people here that are making telescopes and what we find interesting and humorous.
So I left it inside radius.
And if you've gotten to this point in this video, almost 2 hours in, you find yourself in that class also.
I am certain of that.
It's got a little bit of hole,
You know what they say about that, right?
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to focus and I'm
You
looking
can
at
see it, yeah.
it, it's sort of like a focal test there.
Right, yeah. Oh yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. This is a nice smooth surface though.
You know, it would be optional, I don't think.
Take a look.
Gotta
say.
When it's, as Reed was saying, when it's right at radius, it looks like a Foucault and you can see the surface.
You can see all the little
You're looking at things that are literally a wavelength in size.
fractions.
Fraction, no, sorry. Which fraction? I'd say 20.
20?
Why not?
It's actually, I think to nearly just the ball instead of the fourth.
Wow, that was just a
What do you
slight
feel
color,
like?
isn't it?
I'm using carbon.
But you know something nice thing about that hole? It'll be covered by the secondary.
You know, it's fun trying to
It won't have any
find
impact.
pieces of thrift stores and stuff.
Or very little, you know.
None whatsoever.
You won't see it. You will not see it.
Slightly
And Dick Parker had me doing the Everest overhang stroke to try to, there's
Yeah.
a little bump there to,
He likes that stroke.
you know,
He likes that stroke a lot.
only like 2 or 3 of them, and then go
He's
test it.
very careful. It's a very aggressive stroke.
What's it do? Like take a lot off the
No, it's just right off the center, because you're hanging way off the edge, just sort of rubbing the center a little bit.
It's the art.
See how raised.
It's still warm, isn't it? Isn't there a chemical reaction in there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you got
curing.
it set for a couple days, right?
Some of
This
this
is
stuff,
like
yeah.
egg, yeah, week.
Yeah, I'd let it set
these sit
and
for a
cure
week. Yeah.
30 days. And then you want to take a belt sander to the back of it and smooth it out.
Get it flat,
Yeah, just because. Otherwise, you hate to have them rock.
you know, because that'll
Because
mess
this is a
up.
very thin mirror to begin with. It needs all the help you can get. It does. Well, yeah, I mean, listen,
It's true, yeah.
I'm a thick mirror guy. You know that.
That's why you
I'm a
don't place
traditionalist. Yeah, but you don't want. I mean, you don't want any problems. You want everything to be perfect when you're trying something like that.
How does
It will be.
quartz still work?
This is working great.
Is it quartz, man?
Yeah.
You got, because I was looking at the quartz, and they're somewhere like 1 inch thick, is that 1 inch thick?
Yeah. 7 inches or something.
They're affordable. I mean, they're very tempting.
It was only like 80 bucks.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy cheap.
Well,
Wow.
if it's the leftover,
Yeah.
because he's made whatever, something out of the rest of the.
Right.
Everyone's
the
gonna have a
cutoff.
while in them. There's just some
What is
people
that?
have a less while.
I'll get it on eBay.
But nothing happens fast.
Nothing good happens fast in an optics shop.
I think it's a segmentation error getting stuck in a while loop.
Stuck in a what?
A wild loop.
Wild loop?
A wild.
Wild loop, getting
Yeah.
segmentation errors by getting stuck in a wild loop.
That's actually kind of limited to
And
what
including humans.
thickness you can't change a lot.
Do while x is less than 0.
Oh, no. No, do not
This is something else also, just needs to cure a bit.
work a computer.
And it is.
This is why you can't have nice things, Tom.
No, this is why I'm not allowed to take programming classes in high school.
Mental note to self, don't let Tom play around
That's a
with the
sweet
command line
mirror.
on my
We
work
we
machines.
literally look forward to seeing that.
I didn't know that you didn't know that already.
I mean, we're just reiterating it.
Nice job.
Although, to be fair, I have never yet written a program that destroys a computer. Yeah.
Permanently.
Purposely.
Permanently.
Permanently or
No,
purposely.
it's not. No.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah. No, it's actually pretty subtle. And it's almost kind of, reminding that like Copernicus looking. It's got a very flat center and it's got a ring around it. Looks like Copernicus.
My favorite
Yeah,
crater.
It's not a crater, it's more,
Where's this?
the center defect there looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
Copernicus.
Yes.
It's got a flat-footed floor with a.
With some terracing.
Yeah.
My favorite crater.
It's not like a little impact crater.
Let's get a measurement.
40 years ago, I would have wanted to go to Copernicus.
40 years ago, what?
I would have wanted to go to Copernicus, but now I'm too old.
That's in the layout, that's what I'm working with
Let
anyway.
me, I'll hold this.
Well, you never know. I mean, like, civilian space flight.
Yeah, I'm too
Just
old.
comment.
I know it is. It's very expensive, and I'm not a rich guy, and I never will be.
It'll come down in price, though. More people do it.
Yeah, my phone.
It'll become affordable, probably, I don't know.
When I'm 103.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But at some point, it's
45
gonna
years.
become affordable. Maybe, what's that? Like, civilian space flight? Yeah.
Well, civilian space flight maybe, but
We have had astronauts here.
to be in space, you just have to go 100, like what, 100 kilometers up or 100 miles up?
65 miles.
It's like 65 miles, 100
About
kilometers.
100 kilometers, yeah.
So, that's all you have to do to be in space. To be in orbit,
Well, orbit's a
you have to
different
be
thing.
going 17,200 miles per hour.
Because I think that's what these programs now are doing, is they're just doing like a little hop, they're not going.
Yeah, they're
into
just going up past the Kármán line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Which, by the way, Felix Baumgartner never did. He did not go above the Kármán line.
The
The Red Bull
energy-
guy.
The energy
Yeah.
drink
Yeah.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, he never went to space.
That's another one. I mean, my view on those thrill seekers is do what you want to do, but don't expect me to come rescue you, or don't expect somebody to come rescue you from your wonderful adventure. Don't expect somebody else to die for your pleasure. Just a second. Now we've taken the mirror out from under and we've turned over the lap. What we're going to do now is, as soon as Keith comes back in, I'm going to have Keith, we'll supervise Keith removing the mat from the pitch lap. That'll take us a couple of minutes for Keith to get back in. I want him to do it right. I want him. He's the mirror maker, so let's let him get the experience.
I wouldn't get up there for 9.
oh, you're here.
Yeah, it was a nice ride over there
Yeah,
that you don't get to see in the winter because it's dark.
right. Oh, that's right, yeah, because you're leaving like early in the morning and,
Going home.
going home in the dark, yeah.
Thanks for cooking these laps. Yeah.
Feeling very grateful talking to you, about my like 15-minute commute.
Keith, come on down. Let's put your mirror down for a moment. What I want you to do is I want you to just gently peel the mat off your lap. If you do it from this side, exactly what
Yeah.
you're going to do is gently just peel it back.
Better done slow.
Better done slow.
Oh,
It's an
yeah.
optics project, so nothing good happens fast in an optics lab, remember that. There it goes, coming up very nicely.
Testing,
All the squares are retaining their character, that's good. Nothing's, oh, this looks good, I like this.
Anyway.
Really good.
Oh, that was at the Ross Belmont.
Oh, the Ross
Oh,
Belmont.
excellent.
That would be wrong.
Very good.
Yeah. I
Dynamite.
feel better now.
Okay.
Okay, we're not, you're doing good, you're doing really good. Patience as you have, you know, you're a patient man and you're doing a great job here. This is coming up really nicely. Perfect, could not be better.
There it is.
Now what I want you to do is I want you to put some cerium on top of your mirror. Shake that up real good.
On top of the mirror.
On top of the mirror. Not on the lap, on top of the mirror.
Before I say something, see what you think. How about unclouded?
That's from my kitchen sink.
A little chip there, but that's a good place to put a clip. You know, leave that. Okay.
Whoa, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
So you're gonna do a Dick Parker and let it be really big?
What do you mean?
So should I nip the
No,
cap
we'll
back
cut
on?
it down. Right now I just
you
want
wanna
to
wash
get,
that cap.
Okay.
yeah, right now I just want to get
Oh,
you
do
to
you press it and stuff?
press it on a little bit, okay? Now put this on top of your lap. Hold it down. We're really not sure where it goes here. Because this is, we have a pretty good idea. Go ahead and wash off that cap if you would. Now let's just leave this here for a few minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's as bad or if it's a little bit.
Yeah. Is that
It's
a
hard,
little
it's hard to say.
I'm going to turn this over right now.
Yeah.
I just, my pickup out there, I just did 150,000,
Yeah.
4.5 years old.
Yeah, it looks, especially outside of her.
That's good.
This works.
If I do over 2 hours, that's kind of my limit where
Around. It looks like the contact's going to be pretty good here, so we're in pretty good shape. Just
I
looking
don't want
through
to
the
make
back.
it your mission, but that's dedication right there. Sorry.
Okay. I just took a look. It looks like your contact's going to be pretty good. So let's put this back over. Now, your next task, your job, should you choose to accept it, is going to be to take this little hammer.
Great audio visual.
I'm going to do a couple for you.
Okay.
Before you chop,
Yeah.
so the alternative for, I know, huh?
Get to the side just a bit if you would. Jake. No, to the side. I want to hear what you have to say, please. Please. You do over here.
Hi, that was awfully lame.
Take 2. Yeah.
So you could see where his mirror was. The alternative fix for your mirror is to have an oversized lap. And
Yeah, I did have a truck.
what they do at the Delaware Mirror Workshop is just leave all this excess stuff there. They don't trim it off at all. And that's what our next step would be. We'll pour you a new lap, and we'll leave all this floppy stuff out, because that means, although the mirror only comes out to here, there's pitch all the way to the edge. There's no hint of a bevel to it at all. So we call them an oversized lap, but it's barely oversized. You could actually make oversized lap. Use an 8-inch tool, and people do that. But that's the alternative. If you want, we'll make a new lap, and
I think so, because
Okay.
I'm really not seeing any progress
and
with.
you could literally spend 50 hours doing
Yeah,
it.
no, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Okay, now, what I want you to do is just,
All right.
All right.
So then the question is, you want to take a break? Because I think
Tap
it's gonna
down.
be at least an hour before we
see what I'm doing here?
Yeah, sure. I was
And just,
gonna
let's get
probably
rid of that excess
some
pitch.
finish. Yeah. grab
You're
all-
not figuring, you're polishing, so what
Yeah,
applies for
exactly.
oversized laps does not apply to you, okay?
Okay.
Oh, we will. Okay, take one.
Just
Oh,
work
two.
your way around.
That's all right. No problem. You don't have to put that. So we'll do that.
Okay,
I think there's three next in line.
okay.
Oh, do you have pitch? We have to just do
Oh,
it.
yeah, we can do that and then just let it sit.
And I can do it.
Did you hear that?
Mm.
I wanna take a break.
I'm on my 15th,
Yeah.
is what I was gonna go to.
So, you looked that up?
Sweet.
So I just gotta up and run test.
We can put that under it.
Sweet.
Oh, this is the business side. Oh, pretty.
Just have a plate. And set this over here.
On top of that.
Just all tidy up the area.
So what do you use for
Separate somewhere.
Yeah, cereal. Or actually, no, I just used saran wrap.
Oh, goodbye, lap. Good to me.
Poor little lad.
This can go in the freezer.
Too bad you know the routine.
In the freezer.
Thank you for that, Jay. I want everybody to
So clueless.
It's okay. It's important. You know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, that's right. Cool, man. Yeah. Come on, should we take one look before you guys break for lunch, or you want to break or look at it after?
Look at it first.
Okay.
I'm ready to look at it first.
Gotta see.
I gotta see, I gotta know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I am gonna shoot down to the Subway.
Awesome. Yeah.
You have something to eat.
I have, I've ground,
Like a
so if you
chicken
can,
salad.
when this first came, there was a lot of,
They make a
it
big
was
salad.
very rough surface. But, just with the 220 in it, you know, had an each here a couple hours. I was
Keith, that looks like it's coming along
Just,
really well.
yeah.
I like that lap.
The
I'm
epoxy
very
on it,
happy with it.
the tool kinda gave out, so I had to redo it again.
The only thing I'm worried about now is, do we have any onion?
Work the tiles in the shape.
I don't think we do, any onion bag.
Probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Great.
I'm gonna have to go to Shaw's and buy some onions.
Okay.
Cause you don't wanna
So
take
you
too
probably
much,
just
you
ask them if they've got any extra in the
much
produce
material.
department that they were gonna
just
throw
wanna
out
kinda get the
anyway.
contact.
I might do that.
My
So
tool,
when you set it up last night, did you run back
very,
and forth, or did you
the
just
tiles
run
are
to
spaced
it?
far apart.
I first tried to
So
look around
I
until I found it
like
down
how
there.
that.
Well, actually, no, I just sat here and did the.
I'll do that again.
In like 4 inch connectors.
Oh, there's
Yep.
Keith is carefully trimming his lap, and he's doing a really nice job.
in between.
He's gonna have a very good lap here, and hopefully we'll be able to get some serious polishing done with this.
Now, do I want to have it kind of beveled a little bit this way, or just straight down,
Just,
or
you really just want it straight down,
down, flush with the actual glass?
pretty much, yeah.
I'm just trying to learn
Is it
how
named
to,
Blue Lawn?
work the tiles in the shape.
Well, you know,
Hilarious.
there's that guy, what was that, Wayne Industries, one of the paint trends. That does, he'll pour the tool with the tile, instead of laying them flat,
Smooth.
he stacks them like
baby,
5 foot together.
Doing what we want.
On the edge,
Well, I'm pretty happy with
pours
the
it
results,
inside,
I really
comes
am.
back with a thing, he drops them
And I
out.
don't say it often about pitch laps, but this one
Yeah,
came up really nicely, Keith, you did a good job.
Pictures of
Now,
that.
you guys, Ray, and you helped me quite a bit, so.
Okay, well, it's your mirror.
Listen.
All about the, making the stool with the tiles embedded edgewise.
Oh, Gordon Nate.
Um,
Gordon Nate style, yeah. It's interesting, I mean, $7, right? Everyone's doing it that way, I want to do it from the others.
well, if you, if you started, from a flat surface, you try to, that way you have more depth of power that way.
Hey, can I have a show of thought as to a class next July? Is anybody, or a session next July, is anybody interested in the session next month also?
Yeah, I mean, I would come if you want to do it. I mean,
You'll come?
Yeah, I know, I
Reed?
You might
Yeah.
not,
You would come? Katie?
It depends on if I can get work off.
Okay.
You might not, but I will.
Tom, okay, what about you, Andy?
It just depends on the date.
It's gonna be the weekend before the club meeting, since I'm not allowed to conduct these classes at club meeting, weekends. If you wanna come club meeting weekend, you gotta work in the fields. Okay, so in that case, I will speak with Jay if I get his permission and
Thank you.
everything else. I will be here to give a class.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, glad to do it. My source of entertainment. People like that.
Len.
We know we're not working the summer.
Hello.
So this whole thing out to that look,
Fran, are you coming next month? If I run the session, will you come next month?
oh yeah, that looked good too.
What day?
I'll let you know.
Okay,
It's gonna be the weekend before the meeting weekend.
check my calendar.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Saturday before the meeting weekend, but you'd be interested if you could fit in your schedule.
June?
July.
Oh,
Our meeting weekend is next weekend for
okay.
June.
Canada. That's something, I'll have to check my calendar.
I'm just letting you know it's available. If you wanna come, you're welcome. We'd love to have you.
If I'm available, I'll
Otherwise,
come.
Good.
go by
Glad to hear
photos,
it.
go like, is that the one from this time, or last time, or this time?
I'm really encouraged and happy with the turnout today.
Yeah, me too.
6 people. It's a good turnout. I might even bring Seamus.
That'd be great.
He'll sit in the car and listen to the radio.
It's the radio.
Okay, so how does this look, Fran?
Keith, it looks great. Okay, clean up, put it away, clean up.
Doesn't feel very cold.
Where's the, there it is.
This could probably chip off here.
This can just go in the trash and then I'll
Yeah.
sweep up some.
Exactly. You know, don't sweep. We'll sweep up at the end of the day.
Okay.
The reason we don't sweep is because we don't want to raise dust.
Right, okay.
Fran is working on a
If you could use it in a couple of.
very sensitive project and he will shoot you. First,
In,
I don't shoot anybody, I don't carry guns.
No.
I might pull out my knife.
rip your throat out.
There you go, right.
Let's just, okay.
It's so sticky though.
Yeah.
So here Keith has just finished his pitch lab. And just to show how his pitch lab looks, and I'm real happy with it, it looks really good. He's got great squares, it's not centered on the center, it's a really, really nice pitch lab. He's gonna clean up now.
The switchblade.
His switchblade.
You're right.
He's gonna clean up right now.
now.
He's gonna clean up right now, and that's gonna be it then. He's gonna press his mirror, and we're gonna go forward with that. So that's it for today's edition of the Telescope Makers Workshop. Thank you for joining us. It's been over 2 hours. We're gonna continue working here, but we're gonna send you off to eat dinner.
So you're using a blank for a substrate?